Welcome to the fantasy audiobook, Simultaneous Time Travel, starting from the inherently evil Uchiha. Chapter 81. So, former clan leader Fugaku, you want Sasuke to worship me as your master. The next day, Fugaku found Bai Yi and told him the news that Sasuke wanted to worship him. Fugaku had already agreed with Sasuke yesterday. That's right, but can you call me by my name, and don't add, former clan leader, at the end? Fugaku was confused. Did you want to remind me that I had stepped down? Okay, former clan leader. ... I really want to kill this guy. Although Uchiha Fugaku has seen people who are more despicable than him, this is the first time he has seen one in the Uchiha clan. This inevitably made Fugaku feel a little sad. Is it really a good choice to let Sasuke follow him? But, I have already told Bai Yi about this matter, and it seems that there is no room for regret. If Sasuke wants to become your disciple, I will accept it. It can be regarded as my compensation to you. It is not my intention to drive you off the stage, but some of your policies are really intolerable to me. Bai Yi did not have much opinion on Uchiha Fugaku, but he could not tolerate his indecision. At the beginning, he had thought before the chat group was opened that if there was no golden finger, he would run away before the night of the extermination of the clan. But the golden finger came, so Bai Yi thought about changing his fate. Speaking of which, he had eaten and used a lot in Uchiha over the years. Under the premise that he could change it, Bai Yi naturally hoped to change the original ending. But Fugaku's behavior was simply disappointing to Bai Yi, so he could only let Fugaku step down, otherwise he would continue to let Uchiha Fugaku in the position of clan leader, with Uchiha Fugaku, Uchiha Itachi, Uchiha Shisui and other pig teammates inside, and the old silver coin Konoha F4 headed by Sarutobi Hiruzen outside. This high-end game is not so big, right? Is my path wrong? At least I don't think I'll be as nervous as I am now. Although I'm not the clan leader now, and I shouldn't be in charge of this matter, I still want to know if you have thought it through, Bai Yi. If you continue to go down this path now, the relationship between Konoha and Uchiha will only get worse and worse. I guess we'll really go to war at that time. Although Uchiha Fugaku has been compromising, he can see clearly that once they go to war with Konoha, they will definitely not win. That's why he compromises again and again. If there really is a way, he won't be like this all the time, being cowardly in the clan and being looked down upon outside. Uchiha, once the largest clan, now dares not even speak loudly in order to survive. This is also the reason why the radicals in the clan have been increasing, and Uchiha Fugaku can only maintain the balance. Bai Yi's previous actions did make many Uchiha clan members, even Uchiha Fugaku, feel proud. But after the incident was over, Uchiha Fugaku began to think, can the consequences of this incident really put the clan into crisis for the sake of pride? Have you ever thought about why the other party keeps pushing forward and why they keep forcing us Uchiha to compromise? Why, in fact, Uchiha Fugaku has his own answer in his heart. But he didn't rush to say it, but wanted to hear what Bai Yi could say. People have bad natures. If you keep showing toughness, it will make people afraid to act rashly. If you can't maintain it, the initial compromise will indeed change the other party's view, but after you compromise, the other party will ask you to compromise for the second time. From the beginning, Uchiha gave up all kinds of their businesses, and later sent many elite ninjas to the Ninja World War to show their courtesy, and then even gave up the land that originally belonged to us. Today we will give up 5 cities, tomorrow we will give up 10 cities, and then we will have a good night's sleep. When Uchiha has no more interests to give up, how should we compromise? Should we give up our Sharingan as well? Fugaku, think about it, when it was in your hands, Uchiha had thrown away everything that could be thrown away, and we only have Sharingan. If Sharingan can only be used on our own people, it's fine, but Sharingan can be used by others after it is taken out. In Bai Yi's view, Uchiha has nothing to compromise. Every time Fugaku compromises, he gives up the interests of Uchiha. And it was because of these that they were able to gain a little peace, but they no longer have it, and even the economy of the clan is no longer as good as before. You said that if it was in peacetime, it would be fine if they didn't get respect, there wasn't much money, and there was a guard team in the clan that needed to be supported, and the Uchiha at the bottom had a harder time. It was already like this, and Fugaku was still thinking about compromise. Isn't this putting all the Uchiha clan into the gutter? It shouldn't be that serious, we are all from the same village, and it's impossible to do such a thing. Uchiha Fugaku was shocked. Originally, he just wanted to compromise in exchange for peace. He didn't actually want Uchiha and Konoha to go to war, but according to Baiyi's statement, his approach seemed to be completely wrong. But he was a little reluctant to believe that Sarutobi Hiruzen dared to do such a thing. After all, everyone is from the same village. If you wiped out the Uchiha clan, how would you let other ninja clans look at you? Who dares to stay in Konoha? Don't be naive, Fugaku. The village is still pressing on you even if you hand over everything. Don't you still know the situation we are facing? Fugaku's innocence made Baiyi feel a little ridiculous. We have already reached this point, why are we still so stubborn? The three most powerful Uchihas were actually more stubborn than the other. Not to mention that the three pairs of kaleidoscopes in the original work could defeat Konoha, they could at least take part of the Uchiha evacuation and leave Konoha, but it turned out that the three pairs of kaleidoscopes were all surrenderers. Listening to Byakuya's words, Uchiha Fugaku's eyes flashed with confusion, and he even felt a sense of recognition in his heart. Yes, it seemed that he had let out everything he could, but in the end it still didn't work. Byakuya, but you have to understand that if you do this now, you will still lead Uchiha into the abyss, and it will be faster. Uchiha Fugaku knew that even if he did this, he might end up doing what Byakuya said. However, the consequence of Byakuya's actions was that he would lead Uchiha into the abyss faster than himself. He has no idea how strong Konoha is. Fugaku, I am the clan leader. Baiyi said calmly, no matter what Fugaku thinks, he is the clan leader now, and Fugaku is not. Listening to Byakuya's words, Uchiha Fugaku opened his mouth, not even knowing how to refute. It seemed that what Baiyi said made sense. No matter what he did, it was the clan leader's decision, and he was no longer qualified to care about it. Byakuya, the Uchiha clan relies on force, not words. Uchiha Fugaku was still prepared to fight hard and become the leader of the Uchiha clan. At the beginning, he did not just rely on his words like Byakuya. If the kaleidoscope had been shown during the clan meeting at that time, Baiyi would not have become the clan leader. After saying that, three Magatama appeared in Uchiha's pupils and then kept spinning into a kaleidoscope. He had to stop Byakuya from continuing to pull Uchiha into the abyss. But for the next second, Fugaku stood frozen on the spot, and the three Magatama in Byakuya's pupils also changed their pattern. Kaleidoscope. He has one too. Fugaku, you are right. Uchiha relies on force rather than words. If you want to fight, I can fight with you. Although Baiyi's tone was still calm, Fugaku felt a hint of attractive aura. He can't beat Baiyi. Baiyi is stronger than himself. How can it be? Fugaku didn't dare to think about it. It turned out that Baiyi also had a kaleidoscope a long time ago, and was even more powerful than himself. You actually have a kaleidoscope. A trace of bitterness flashed across the corner of Fugaku's mouth. His kaleidoscope was awakened after he saw his closest friend and comrade in arms die in front of his eyes. Even now, no one knows about this matter. Originally, he wanted to rely on him today. The kaleidoscope shocked Byakuya and told him not to continue leading Uchiha astray. But I didn't expect that what I have, Baiyi also has, and even what I don't have, Baiyi may also have. Fugaku, now is not the time for the Uchiha civil war. What we have to face is not the entire Konoha, but the people of the Uchiha clan. In fact, it is not just us Uchiha who are dissatisfied with them, there are actually many people. If you are dissatisfied with him, why do you think that all of us Uchiha are enemies in Konoha? In Konoha, many people have long been dissatisfied with Sarutobi Hiruzen, but they just never said anything. Otherwise, the Konoha collapse plan would have made it impossible to watch Sarutobi Hiruzen die. It's not the ceiling formation deployed by the four Hokage later, how could it not be broken through? Because the guard has some other things, we Uchiha have long been notorious in Konoha. A wry smile flashed across Uchiha Fugaku's face. Uchiha was not easy to get along with because of his personality, and he offended many people because of his work. He also had conflicts with many families because of their interests. Why do you think anyone would help them? Fugaku, you are wrong. Interests can not only be fought for, but also created. Besides, there are many people who are dissatisfied with those guys. The only ones we have to deal with are those 4 people and their gang members. If you want to change, Fugaku, just talk to come with me. Now Shisui has chosen to believe in me, I need your power Fugaku. With that said, Byakuya stretched out his left hand and placed it in front of Uchiha Fugaku, waiting for his next words. If he could get another pair of kaleidoscopes, Byakuya would have a better chance of winning, and he could make all the Itachis rebel against each other, which wouldn't be good. Even Shisui. A trace of surprise flashed in Fugaku's eyes. He lowered his head and thought. Fugaku experienced a long struggle in his heart. Then he raised his head and looked at Byakuya. He gritted his teeth and said, you can really ensure that the Uchiha clan survives and is at odds with the entire Konoha clan. Start a war. What he is afraid of is that Uchiha will be exterminated, and he is also afraid of Konoha's collapse. When the time comes, other ninja villages will definitely take advantage of the situation, and Uchiha has offended many people in the previous wars, and people from other villages will definitely not let it go. Uchihas. Certainly. Then I agree. Saying that, Fugaku raised his hand and shook Baiyi's left hand, expressing his willingness to trust Baiyi for once. But Baiyi didn't get the hint to change his destiny. It seemed that he didn't completely believe in himself yet. Do you want to see the results of what he did? Sure enough, this guy Fugaku seems to be harder to fool than Shisui. But it doesn't matter. Shisui was like this the first time, but it will be fine the second time. He is not in a hurry. Since Fugaku is like this, I have something to give you. Take a look at these things. What is this? I plan to create some side businesses for the Uchiha clan to make money. You also know that the economic situation in the clan is not very good now. This is cola and milk tea. After chocolate, there are some snacks and food. I will slowly get them. Then this is perfume and lipstick specially sold to women, and this diamond is also sold to women. Fugaku can understand the first 3, but the last 3. He picked them up and looked at them for a long time, and felt that they were a bit tasteless. Baiyi, perfume and lipstick are already sold. It seems that we can't sell them out. And what is this diamond? Are you stupid? Of course I know these things. We are not selling products, but concepts and stories. We are selling them to the high end and then tying them to love. If you don't give me lipstick, it means you don't love me. Perfume is for men to smell. If men don't buy it for you, it means they don't value you. Then we can make up a few sad love stories for the diamond and completely tie the diamond to love. Besides, don't our Uchiha clan have some friendship with the Fire Country? Give some to those nobles and let them use them. Then we will promote them by saying that the nobles love to use our products. We are playing with concepts, don't you know? Baiyi said helplessly, holding his forehead. He felt that it was a wrong choice to give this matter to Uchiha Fugaku. By the way, your wife should be at home, right? Let Makoto do it. Baiyi suddenly felt that it would be better to let Uchiha Makoto do it. If he let Uchiha Fugaku, a rough guy, do it, he might ruin his preparations. Well, I'll go back and ask, but you have to tell me how to do it first. Uchiha Fugaku had no objection. He really didn't know how to do it, and then the two discussed it for 2 hours. The conclusion was that Baiyi took 50%, and then part of the 50% was used to pay the guards, and part was used to improve the situation in the clan, and then all the things that were cut off because of insufficient money were brought back. In Baiyi's opinion, these things were not worth much, and he even made more money. Taking out some of the money would help win people's hearts. He wanted to build his own tower village. Ahem. The Uchiha clan. Speaking of which, it seems that our Hyuga clan is not as good as your Uchiha clan, right? In the Hyuga clan's tea room, Hyuga Hazu glanced at Byakuya with some distress, secretly thinking that Byakuya was simply shameless. Byakuya wanted to see him today. Originally, he wanted to let someone send Byakuya away on the grounds that he didn't have time. After all, this was not the right time to be so close to the Uchiha clan. But Baiyi was so shameless that he directly proposed to live in Hinata and wait for him during the next period of time, then Hinata and Hinata would have nothing to do. What does this have to do with each other? We have a common enemy now. Haha, this is between you and Konoha. We are not enemies. Hinata and Hinata were very clear about Byakuya's intention of recruiting them into his group. But he refused. Although he had complaints about Sarutobi Hiruzen, he would not let the Hyuga clan follow the Uchiha clan in rebellion. Hinata needs a stable Konoha, not a chaotic Konoha, so what if he defeats Sarutobi Hiruzen? What about other ninja villages? Speaking of which, your recent small businesses are doing very well. Hyuga Hazashi was actually shocked by Uchiha's recent operations. First, they took back the clan land that originally belonged to them, and then promoted the snacks, perfume, lipstick, etc. These were given to the nobles as gifts, and they even found the popular star Funghwa Koyuki to endorse them. As this reputation grew, Uchiha Express also successfully became famous in the industry. With the money earned, it was used by the Uchiha Chamber of Commerce hire ninjas from neutral ninja villages, ninjas from your own village, or civilians in the name of ninja in two modes, Ninja Express Delivery and Ordinary Express Delivery. In the name of delivering goods to every customer as quickly as possible, accepting various reservations. This business behavior is simply a dimensionality reduction blow, directly revitalizing all Uchiha industries. Because of the support of nobles from all over the world, the Chamber of Commerce, even if several ninja villages were unwilling, but couldn't stand it, Uchiha would entrust this courier task to their own villages, which would be regarded as part of the reward. In addition, these were only some consumer goods, so several even the ninja village turned a blind eye. After all, they also wanted to do business with Konoha. You can't completely give up on Konoha and the Fire Country's market just because of this incident, right? Indeed, I also think business has been doing pretty well recently. You were really not polite at all. Hinata Hazu couldn't help but complain in his heart after hearing Bai Yi's answer, but he also had a deeper understanding of Bai Yi. After all, Bai Yi actually told Fugaku the plan, and then Fugaku told Makoto about it. Bai Yi didn't expect that the other party could get it all done so quickly. In less than a month, Uchiha Snacks, Uchiha Luxury Goods and Uchiha Express became popular in an instant. Some Uchiha clan members who were idle at home were assigned to work here. It even recruited many civilians in the village to work, which also made Uchiha, who originally did not have a good reputation in the village, seem to have a slight turnaround. For ordinary people, he will naturally side with whoever can give him a mouthful of food. Within the clan, even if Bai Yi is not rich, he can still receive clan subsidies every month. This is to give them the profits from those businesses, and the support for Bai Yi has reached its peak. From taking back his clan land to making Uchiha rich again, it took Byakuya a few months to do it all after he came to power. The beauty in the forest will be destroyed by the wind, so haven't you Uchiha been targeted recently? Uchiha is rich, so naturally Konoha F4 is unhappy. And this time the person who comes to power is not a fool like Uchiha Fugaku, he will win the hearts of the people. From the police force to the present, Konoha F4 found that the manipulation of public opinion that they had always been good at seemed to have lost its effect here. However, Uchiha has been targeted again recently, mainly because these gadgets can be copied. So the Mitomen family, the Tendon family, the Shimura family, and the Sarutobi family all entered this industry to get a share of the pie. Seeing the Uchiha make money was even more uncomfortable than them losing money. However, due to preconceived notions and the fact that they occupy a good location, the Uchiha clan's business here is still the best, but it is inevitably affected. Head of the Hazu clan, I'm not here to talk to you about this. I just want to ask you a question. Do you want to be Sarutobi Hiruzen's dog for the rest of your life or avenge your dead brother? If Naruto had not become the Hokage later and Sarutobi Hiruzen would have died at that time. Maybe it really needs to be liquidated. Moreover, in the beginning, wasn't Hinata Hazashi's incident considered a warning to Konoha? That is to say, the Hyuga clan has been holding it in for who knows how many years. It is known as the number one family in Konoha after the Uchiha was destroyed, but in the village, there is a tendency to behave with one's tail between its legs. What do you mean? Hinata grabbed the corner of the table excitedly. Bai Yi brought up this matter last time, but he didn't say it so directly. But now Bai Yi said it without any hesitation, and what he felt in his heart was the anger could not be suppressed for a moment. I want to overthrow the rule of Sarutobi and Hiruzen. Now that the Uchiha clan has basically been unified, Konoha is pressing us step by step, and there is no need to continue to give in. Hazu, You also know that under Sarutobi these years how chaotic is Konoha in the hands of Hiruzen, Danzo and others. This farce is almost over, right? Baiyi said lightly. He was ready for all kinds of resistance. Now, in fact, as long as other families don't take action to watch the show, then he can almost take action directly, but there is only one excuse. There is no need for us to take such a risk. Hinata Hazu was actually a little moved, but felt that there was no need to take such a risk. No, we are actually taking the risk for you. What can we get? If you succeed, we seem to get nothing. If you fail, we will also have to bear the consequences of failure. Hinata and Hinashi are not as determined as before. He was weighing the pros and cons. If they succeeded, it would be revenge for Hinata Hazashi. At the same time, he has actually been dissatisfied with Sarutobi Hiruzen's rule for a long time, but the other party now has very strong control over Konoha, so even if he is dissatisfied in his heart, he still can't do anything. But this is not just a problem for himself, but for the entire Hyuga clan. If he wants to do this, he must convince the elders of the clan, so the Hyuga clan cannot help in vain, right? Aren't the interests of those 4 families not enough? Baiyi said lightly, as long as those 4 people fall, why don't the 4 families who were not particularly powerful in the first place spit out those benefits? Why did they get these benefits? Don't they have some compulsion in their hearts? You Uchiha clan don't want anything at all. Hinata Hinashi didn't believe Byakuya wanted anything. Head of the Hazu clan, this time I fully support me as the cage of Konoha. If you, the Hyuga clan, want to become Hokage in the next time, you will also have a chance. Naruto is not their game. Since everyone is from Konoha, why? They can do it, but we can't. Byakuya didn't want to become Hokage at first, but he just thought that if he became Hokage, it would change the plot, and naturally there would be a chance to win a lottery. At the same time, he also knew that the current Uchiha situation required the emergence of a Hokage, which was Uchiha's lifelong pursuit. You want to become Hokage? Hinata and Hinata's eyes widened, looking at Byakuya in disbelief, obviously not expecting that Byakuya had more than what he wanted. At the same time, he was also calculating the gains and losses. Why didn't Hinata want to create a Hokage? It's just that Hinata and Hinata know very well that Naruto has always been of the same blood. The first Hokage was Senju Hashirama, one of the founders of Konoha. The second Hokage was the younger brother of Senju Hashirama. The third Hokage was the disciple of the second Hokage, and the fourth Hokage was the disciple of the third Hokage. In fact, Naruto has always been inherited in this line. Although the Hyuga family has thought about it, they prefer a peaceful environment than Naruto, so they don't have so many ideas. But the Uchiha clan is different. As one of the founders of Konoha, the Uchiha clan had nothing to say even if the Hokage was made by the 2 Senju brothers. However, the third generation turned out to be the Sarutobi clan. During the Warring States period, that was a family that was beaten by Uchiha and had to evacuate its original clan. How could they be willing to do so? Moreover, the Hokage was chosen by everyone, but this third generation was the mouthpiece of the second generation. By the fourth generation, although the Uchiha were still a little dissatisfied, the fourth generation promised to improve the relationship between the village and the Uchiha, and did so. Naturally, everyone did not think so much about it, but after the death of the fourth generation, after the third generation came back to power, everything changed. That's right, there is no so-called Hokage at all, or everyone can be a Hokage. They are already old, and we are still young. The village should not always be in the hands of a group of old people, controlling power. Now the village has long been against them. I'm dissatisfied, and I'm afraid the Rizu clan leader doesn't know that Danzo is studying the blood stains in the village, right? Danzo is interested in studying the Byakugan of the Hyuga clan, but suffers from the fact that the Byakugan of the clan is really difficult to deal with. But it's impossible to say that he doesn't covet it. There are secret arts and blood stains in the village, and Danzo wants to get them all. What's the meaning? His arms are all filled with the Sharingan of our Uchiha clan, and the arms are made from the body cells of the first Hokage. Isn't it strange why he keeps wearing bandages on his arms and eyes? In fact, he always has. We're studying it. We've even taken out the body of the first Hokage for study. Do you think Sarutobi Hiruzen knows about this? Isn't it possible that Konoha doesn't know this? How can it be? Hinata and Hinata's eyes widened, obviously having difficulty accepting what Byakuya said. This was simply too shocking. Unexpectedly, Danzo had already started studying this. If it was true as Bai said, he instantly felt the hair on his body stand on end, and a shuddering thought flashed through his heart. Danzo studied other bloodstains and even transplanted the bloodstains of the first generation in Uchiha, so it was impossible not to want the bloodstains of the Hyuga clan. How could Rizu be calm when being stared at by a poisonous snake from behind? How can I trust you? Hinata Hazu forced himself to calm down a little. He felt that he could not choose to believe Bai so easily. This is all Bai's one-sided statement. If it is just to make you cooperate, it is not impossible that it is deliberately fabricated. It's very simple. I recently accepted an apprentice, Uchiha Sasuke, the youngest son of Fugaku. He will graduate early the day after tomorrow. Danzo will come to the exam site at that time. You can just use the Byakugan to watch it. Bai said slowly. In fact, this is not just Sasuke's graduation. Instead, he invited Sarutobi Hiruzen and Danzo to discuss the affairs of Uchiha and Konoha in detail as the head of the Uchiha clan. Recently, Sarutobi Hiruzen and others also hoped to stabilize Bai. In addition, Bai's previous words seemed to have a compromise, so the two agreed to it. The reason why Bai invited Danzo was to let Hyuga Hiyashi see it. Danzo will not appear in public now, and he is afraid of the Byakugan. Okay, if what you said is true, our Hyuga clan will cooperate with you, so how do you want to cooperate? This has already coveted the blood of other families, and the Hyuga clan will never watch it. If it goes on like this, I'm afraid that my own blood will not be preserved. Hyuga Hiyashi doesn't believe that Sarutobi Hiruzen doesn't know anything about what Danzo did. I will tell you after the plan. If there are other ninjas who need help, you will need to help stop them. As for the others, you don't need to deal with them. We Uchiha can deal with those people. Bai said lightly. He didn't want Uchiha to increase casualties. On the one hand, pulling Hyuga in was to prevent Hyuga from taking action later, and on the other hand, to let Hyuga help block some ninjas. Okay, as long as what you said is true, then we Hyuga can stop it, so the interests of the four families you mentioned and the follow-up. If our Hyuga clan wants to become Hokage, you Uchiha must support us to be the 6th generation. Hyuga Hiyashi quickly sorted out his conditions. If it is the same as Bai said, their Hyuga clan will take action, and there will be basically few ninjas who will help at that time, because Danzo has touched the bottom line of the ninja clan, secret techniques and bloodstains. No ninja clan can accept it. Similarly, he agreed to Bai to become the 5th generation, and they will fully support Bai for the 5th generation, but in exchange, if the 6th generation of their Hyuga clan has a suitable candidate, then Uchiha must also support it. Okay, happy cooperation. Bai stretched out his hand and placed it in front of Hyuga Hiyashi, and a trace of joy flashed in his heart. Sure enough, as long as Danzo was found to be studying bloodstains and even transplanted the bloodstains of the 1st generation and Uchiha, Hyuga Hiyashi would definitely not sit still. In the end, who can be sure whether the next research target will be them? Moreover, the most important thing is that only the main family can take action, and Hyuga Hiyashi does not want to become their target again. He even suspected that there was a shadow of Konoha behind that incident. Thinking of this, Hyuga Hiyashi's chilling feeling became more and more serious. Konoha seems to have become so terrifying under their rule. Money. A lot of small money. Mr. Bai's turnover in the past few days has come out, and it has increased by 120% compared to before. Within the Uchiha clan, after confirming the cooperation with the Hyuga clan, Byakuya hurried back, where he also had a series of exchanges with Izumi Uchiha, who was an accountant. Well, Itachi's childhood sweetheart, she didn't like fighting very much, so she chose to manage the recently established Uchiha Chamber of Commerce. And she was also specially recruited by Bai. Since she wanted the Itachis to betray their relatives and pursue excitement, she naturally had to carry it out to the end. But during this period, she unexpectedly discovered her money-obsessed nature. Now our Uchiha finances are indeed much better than before. Uchiha Fugaku couldn't help but sigh with emotion. Byakuya's way of getting through the nobles of the 5 major countries really helped Uchiha's products to be dumped. After all, Today's ninja village still has to listen to those nobles, and it is just a simple business behavior. The Uchiha Chamber of Commerce will hand over the express delivery tasks belonging to that area to that ninja village, which can be regarded as making money for the ninja village, and you have to pay taxes. In the end, these things are more novel. As a woman, Uchiha Makoto has not used cosmetics or perfume for a long time. Bai labeled these things as luxury goods, and after using them, she found that they were really useful. She has been using them occasionally recently, not to mention those young women. Bai's sales concept is really great. As long as the Chamber of Commerce operates normally, Sasuke's graduation exam the day after tomorrow has been arranged. In addition, what I told you before has been completed. Bai nodded. He actually didn't care much about business issues. In itself, this is just to win over Uchiha's hearts. He doesn't care about money at all. Strength is the most important thing. If you have money but no strength, you will only be harvested by others. After all, the bigger Uchiha becomes, the more Konoha F4 wants to take away all the benefits from Uchiha. You actually finished it so quickly. Uchiha Fugaku looked at Byakuya with wide eyes and some disbelief. He knew what Byakuya meant by these words. Byakuya had told him before that this time he was going to cooperate with Hinata. At first, Uchiha Fugaku was really not optimistic about it at all. After all, how could he not know what kind of character the Hyuga clan is? But Bai was actually able to persuade the other party. Yes, it's done. It looks like you will really succeed. Uchiha Fugaku murmured, feeling a little more admiration for Byakuya in his heart. If even the Hyuga clan could do it, then he might really be able to complete this matter. Although Konoha's vitality will still be severely damaged in the end, it will at least ensure the survival of the Uchiha clan. By the way, what you said before is correct. I had someone dig it up and see that it is indeed gone. I didn't expect them to be so crazy. Uchiha Fugaku whispered in Byakuya's ear. He had investigated before. Just like Byakuya said, the 3 Magatama Sharingan in the corpses in Uchiha's grave had been dug out. That guy Danzo actually engaged in tomb robbing. But what Uchiha Fugaku didn't know was that even though the place was heavily guarded, it was still taken away in the end. From this moment, Uchiha Fugaku also completely strengthened his heart. Since Byakuya can convince the Hyuga clan and Danzo is also stealing the blood of their Uchiha clan, what else is there to say? Bloodstains are very important to a family. When it came to Kakashi, they originally wanted Kakashi to return the Sharingan, but later due to the exchange of interests between the third generation and Fugaku, they compromised for the sake of the relationship between the two parties. Similarly, when Fugaku did not choose to resist on the night of the genocide, he knew that he would not be able to resist at this time, and Itachi would not do it alone. But the current situation is different. Fugaku does not need to make a choice. There is already a better choice in front of him. Ding! Change the fate of Uchiha Fugaku. Uchiha Fugaku chooses to follow and resist together, and will be rewarded with a lottery opportunity. Coming, Uchiha Fugaku took the bait. It also comes with a chance to draw a lottery. Sure enough, in the Uchiha clan, there is a chance to change a person's fate. This is a big lottery pool. Use it silently in your mind. Ding! The host successfully opened the lottery. Congratulations to the host for obtaining Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan can fill a pair of kaleidoscope abilities by itself. This Eternal Eye isn't the Immortal Body plus Eternal Eye plus the Whirlpool clan almost equal to Madara from the Valley of the End. Even Madara in the Valley of the End doesn't have the bloodstains of the Uzumaki clan and the Immortal Body, but unfortunately he doesn't have the 9 tails either. And this can also fill in a pair of abilities. Naruto Byakuya. Brother, I got the Eternal Kaleidoscope. If you want to open the complete Susanna in the future, just open the Susanata Buddha and wait. He is now 100% able to win this battle. If he couldn't defeat the Eternal Eye, he might as well find a piece of tofu and commit suicide. Pirate Byakuya. Is the dream of opening a Gundam in the Valley of Gods enough? Cool. Although the kaleidoscope can also be opened, how can this low-end version of Gundam compare to the high-end version of Gundam? Daily Bai. Isn't the most important thing that we should be concerned about being able to fill a pair of eyes by ourselves? In fact, this is not a multiple-choice question. Who else wouldn't choose? Yokai Byakuya. Kamui, although the other gods are very buggy, I feel that Kamui is even more buggy than the other gods. After all, it is a space ability, and it can commit the following. Kakashi can kill even Obito's account. Kagaya's arm. I don't believe that other gods can control people who are much more powerful than me. It sounds bluffing to say that other gods are powerful, but if they are really much stronger, they probably won't be used. So this ability is actually a bit useless, but Kamui is different. Kamui can fight and run. This spatial ability was only used by Kakashi at the end. I can't imagine how many Obitos were online throughout the whole process. Bug. I feel sorry for this choice if I don't choose Shinwei. Naruto Byakuya. Of course I choose the dual Kamui, I'm not a fool. Naruto World. Among the self-selected options, Sasuke, Madara, Itachi, Shisui, Shin and others all had their kaleidoscope abilities, among which Obito's Kamui was chosen. Byakuya's kaleidoscope gradually began to change, and his original kaleidoscope merged with Obito's kaleidoscope to form a new kaleidoscope. At the same time, the endless pupil power made by Yi understand why only the Eternal Eye can fully open the Susanoo. Without the support of Hitomi, it would be impossible to afford to activate the complete Susanoo. I'll leave it to you here. I'll leave first. Bai Yi couldn't wait to prepare to experiment with divine power. He was actually curious whether this Kamui space was connected to Obito. If so, wouldn't it be embarrassing the next time he went to the Kamui space and saw Obito? The release speed of the power of the eyes is much faster than the original, and the time in the power space is doubled. It seems that this weakness has been made up for. In the anime, Obito discovered this weakness, so he was almost killed by Konan. He was really looking forward to what Obito's expression would be when he saw his divine power. 2 days later, in the ninja school, where school was supposed to be over, many people came today. Because after so many years at the ninja school, there are people applying to graduate early. In fact, among the senior students, Hyuga Neji also applied, but was rejected. Neji is here today, and he is dissatisfied in his heart. He doesn't understand why he should be treated differently. Is it because he is from the Hyuga clan, and this time he is applying for the Uchiha clan? Around them, looking at Sasuke who was standing in the center, the girls looked at Sasuke infatuatedly. Sasuke, who applied to graduate early, looked much more handsome to them. In the crowd, Naruto, a man with blonde hair and fox whiskers on his cheeks, glanced at his goddess Sakura, then looked at Sasuke rather unhappily, and said angrily, "What the hell is this stinky guy doing? Huh, he actually applied for graduation early. If he fails, look at how I will laugh at him." Every time he sees Sasuke acting cool in school, he feels uncomfortable all over. Especially after learning that Sasuke applied for early graduation. He is the top guy in school, and the goddess he likes someone else, and that person is the stinky Sasuke who he has always disliked. Now, Sasuke applied to graduate early again, and he was even more unhappy. He always felt that he was one step behind Sasuke. Naruto, I think Sasuke will most likely succeed. Akamichi Choji on the side threw a handful of potato chips into his mouth. Although Naruto was his friend, he still believed that Sasuke would succeed. After all, he had asked Shikamaru when he came here before. Shikamaru was the smartest one here. He said that Sasuke should graduate, so he would graduate. Ah, that stinky guy Shikamaru can't really graduate, can he? Should be. Shikamaru didn't finish his words, but in his opinion, this matter was basically no problem. Only, he was a little confused as to why the third generation would agree to this matter. After all, there was no other ninja who could graduate alone at this time, right? Doesn't it mean that a team of 3 people is needed? Are we going to arrange for Sasuke to go to Anbu? But if you go to Anbu, given the current relationship between Uchiha and Konoha, it shouldn't be possible. Shikamaru shook his head and didn't think about this matter. He shouldn't be the one who should be troubled. It was too troublesome. He was most afraid of trouble. I'm going to ask my third-generation grandfather to apply for early graduation. Naruto couldn't bear this, and immediately prepared to go to the third generation to apply for him to graduate early. What a joke. When he thought about Sasuke surpassing him more and more in the future, he felt like there were ants crawling all over him. Farewell Naruto, you don't even know the 3-body technique, how can you possibly graduate? Choji bluntly reminded him that Naruto couldn't even do the basics of the three-body technique, and the cultural class was a mess. It would be a shame if he could graduate. Really, I don't believe it, Naruto said, turned around and saw the third generation, Danzo and Byakuya walking slowly from a distance. The moment he saw the third generation, Naruto immediately shouted, "Grandpa, third generation, I also want to apply for early graduation." Everyone was instantly attracted by Naruto's exclamation, and then everyone looked in the direction of Sarutobi Hiruzen. This little devil. A trace of gloom flashed across Danzo's eyes. He was reluctant to come, but he couldn't resist Sarutobi Hiruzen's request. Later, he thought that he was coming. There was nothing he couldn't come to the ninja school. He just had to be careful. He wanted to be low-key, but Naruto's voice attracted all the attention. After seeing that the Hyuga clan was among them, his heart tightened, but he didn't do much. In the village, the Hyuga clan would not open their Byakugan at will. This was a very impolite thing. Naruto. A smile flashed across Baiyi's mouth. After listening to Baiyi's words, Sarutobi Hiruzen raised his head and said with a smile, "Yes, that child has grown up now." His words also made Sarutobi Hiruzen a little alert. Uchiha and Nine Tails, this taboo, Sarutobi Hiruzen will not forget. If Baiyi once targeted Naruto, in the subsequent conflict between Uchiha and Konoha, I'm afraid Konoha will really be finished. At the same time, there is no one in the village who can become a Jinchuriki. This made Sarutobi Hiruzen secretly keep a watchful eye in his heart. He must guard against Uchiha people approaching Naruto, and even unknown people must be eliminated. It seems that I have to apply for graduation from you, Hokage, too. Don't you want to respond? Baiyi glanced at Naruto, and then retracted his gaze. He also had an idea in his heart, but there was no need to rush for the time being. Naruto, you are still early. Don't look down on people. Naruto said unhappily, and then pointed at Sasuke and asked, why can he? Because he is the chief, and you are the last one. Sarutobi Hiruzen answered with a smile, which instantly made Naruto sullen. The last one is the last one. One day, he must make everyone look at him with new eyes. The man next to Hokage is so handsome. He is more handsome than Sasuke. Originally, Ino, who was arguing with Sakura about Sasuke's belonging, was attracted by the conversation between Naruto and then saw Baiyi standing next to the Hokage. So handsome. This kind of handsome guy with his face open seems to be much more handsome than a child. Ino suddenly started to compare Sasuke and Baiyi in her heart. Haha, no matter how handsome Ino Pig is, it has nothing to do with you. Wide forehead, do you want to fight? Women are really troublesome, and handsome guys are also troublesome. Shikamaru, I think handsome guys are great. Choji, you don't understand. The surroundings were noisy and heads were moving. Baiyi also saw the 12 little strongmen of Konoha in the crowd. There were also many parents here. After all, no one had graduated early for a long time. The last time seemed to be Uchiha's people. In the crowd, Baiyi and Hinata Hiyashi, who was standing next to Hinata, looked at each other, and they were also looking forward to the next chance to draw a lottery. The Uchiha clan is really full of talents. Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at Sasuke on the arena, with a hint of emotion in his words. For Uchiha, he loves and hates them. He loves them because they are strong. With them here, Konoha has a strong fighting force. He hates them because they are strong. In recent years, no matter where Uchiha is, the school is not only at the forefront but also at the forefront, and he is also the main combat force on the battlefield. At first, Sarutobi Hiruzen didn't have to worry. Before he came back to power, he thought he was strong enough to suppress Uchiha. At the same time, there were the Konoha Sannin, Danzo, Namikaze Minato and other fighting forces. No matter what Uchiha did, he was not afraid, so at that time he never thought about suppressing Uchiha. Later, when he realized that the Uchiha clan could no longer suppress him, and even many families in the village were ready to make a move, Sarutobi Hiruzen knew that he was going to abdicate, and he handed over his position to Namikaze Minato. But he didn't expect that the Nine-Tailed Rebellion would directly lead to the death of Minato Namikaze, and the fact that Sharingan can control tailed beasts would be remembered again. After Sarutobi Hiruzen came back to power, he also realized that if the Uchiha clan was not controlled, he might really be unable to suppress it in the future, so he began to acquiesce in Danzo's small actions against the Uchiha. Looking at it now, not only has Uchiha not been reduced in strength due to his own targeting, but he still has many geniuses. He is still very strong now, but he is afraid of their youth. In fact, Sarutobi Hiruzen knew very well that as long as he abdicated and handed over the Hokage to the Uchiha clan at this time, all problems would be solved. But he was still influenced by Senju Tobirama, and at the same time he also had a trace of prejudice against the Uchiha clan in his heart. In addition, Uchiha was not his direct descendant, and it was even more impossible for Sarutobi Hiruzen to hand over his position to Uchiha. Konoha is the cradle of genius, Byakuya said with a smile. Just when Sarutobi Hiruzen was about to echo, Byakuya's next words almost made his face tense up. There used to be Konoha White Fang, Konoha Sanin, Namikaze Minato, and Hyuga Hizashi. Unfortunately, they either sacrificed for the village, left the village because of some things, or were killed. In fact, these people were not all civilians or other people. Family. Are there many Uchiha geniuses? Many. But there are also many geniuses in Konoha village. Although Jiraiya was the weakest in the ninja school, he actually showed amazing talent after graduation. At least Jiraiya was the only one among the 3 ninja who knew the sage mode. What the hell? Who are they picking? One of the 3 ninjas was forced to leave, and 2 left in disappointment. Konoha White Fang was killed by rumors, Namikaze Minato died because of the corpse seal, and Hyuga Hizashi was also the product of their choice to compromise. Co-author, you don't know how to speak human language, do you? Haha, the death of the 4th Hokage has nothing to do with your Uchiha clan. Danzo also said something abruptly at this time. He admitted that these things were more or less related to him. However, he had absolutely no involvement in the Nine Tails Rebellion. Although he wanted the 4th Hokage to die, he never thought about using the Kyuubi. It is still unknown who leaked this situation. Similarly, when the masked man appeared to control the Kyuubi, the Sharingan was actually Danzo's. Everyone knew that even afterward Uchiha Fugaku tried his best to explain. But in fact, no one really buys it. And this is what Danzo has been using to attack Uchiha. The Sharingan is not only available to our Uchiha clan, right Danzo-sama? Byakuya turned his head and glanced at Danzo's arm. All the eyes on this arm were the eyes of the Uchiha clan. After seeing Byakuya's eyes, Danzo was subconsciously startled, and at the same time, he was also thinking in his heart whether Byakuya had discovered something. If his secret was known, he probably wouldn't be able to stay in Konoha anymore. This does not only involve the Uchiha clan, but also the bloodstains of the 1st generation. Likewise, for other bloodstained families, this kind of thing is taboo. Anyone else besides Kakashi? Danzo said calmly. Who knows? Byakuya's words had already panicked Danzo, and at the same time strengthened his determination to take action immediately. Baiyi must know something, otherwise it would be impossible to say such things. Maybe because Baiyi has no way to prove it yet, so he has not exposed it yet. Can't wait to take action. Byakuya glanced at Danzo and muttered silently in his heart. He said this deliberately to make Danzo prepare to take action in advance. But Byakuya is not in a hurry. Danzo's arm is a real weapon. Even if Danzo doesn't take action, he can directly attack Danzo. It's just to maximize profits. When the time comes to take action against Danzo, he will also take action against Sarutobi Hiruzen. Danzo, stop talking. Sarutobi Hiruzen glanced at Danzo, and then immediately stopped Danzo's thoughts of continuing. They were not here to quarrel. Although Danzo was not angry, he did not continue to say anything, but he also hated Uchiha even more in his heart. Seeing that Danzo had calmed down, Sarutobi Hiruzen turned his head to look at Baiyi and asked, Patriarch Baiyi, you said that this time we are going to solve the conflict between the village and Uchiha, so what is your opinion? Whether it is to delay time or to understand Baiyi's true thoughts. Sarutobi Hiruzen was also very eager to talk to Baiyi at this time. It's actually very simple. Why doesn't Lord Hokage abdicate and let our Uchiha clan become Hokage? Wouldn't the conflict between the village and Uchiha be resolved in this way? Impossible. How can you Uchiha become Hokage? Before Sarutobi Hiruzen spoke, Danzo couldn't sit still. Hokage was his lifelong pursuit. He originally thought that after the death of the fourth generation, it might be his turn, but the third generation went up. If he could outlast Sarutobi Hiruzen, he might be able to become Hokage. However, if Uchiha Bai became Hokage, he would never be able to become Hokage again in his life. Coupled with the prejudice against the Uchiha clan, Danzo naturally does not allow the Uchiha clan to become Hokage. So Lord Hokage also thinks so. Bai ignored Danzo. The most important thing now is Sarutobi Hiruzen. In fact, he is no longer afraid of these two people. He just needs a reason to take action. He not only wants to solve the current crisis, but also wants to become Hokage, so naturally his reputation must be better. Otherwise, as long as he kills these two people, he can just do it himself. Of course anyone can be Hokage, but since you want to become a Kage, you naturally have to get the approval of the vast majority of people in the village, right? Sarutobi Hiruzen still maintained a kind attitude. Obviously, he did not express too much about Bai's idea of becoming Hokage. He even seemed to support it from his tone, but the meaning of his words was also very clear, that is, it is useless for me to support you, and you need the support of other people in the village. This is also his usual method. In fact, it seems that it was the second generation who said that when you, the third generation, came to power. It's just a pity that some people are just a little bit slower in their lives. After Bai finished speaking, Sarutobi Hiruzen and Danzo felt sick as if they had eaten a fly. Ignoring the expressions of the two, Bai stood up from his seat and slowly walked to the railing at the edge of the stands. As he walked, he said to himself, "Whether you support me or not, I will come out. Hokage is not someone's private property. If you don't have the ability, you should abdicate early. I guess there will be people who respect you when you are old." Behind him, even though the two thought they were well educated, they couldn't help but hold the armrests of the chairs tightly after hearing Bai's words. "Bai, what exactly did you invite us to come here for?" "Of course, we are declaring war on you. The relationship between our Uchiha clan and you has come to this point. Do you think I will seek peace with you like Fugaku? In the final analysis, your era is over. You relics of the old era, don't come out and embarrass yourself." Looking at Sasuke on the competition stage, he has defeated the examiner arranged at this moment. The examiner with the strength of a genin was also defeated by Sasuke. This is the result of his training in the past month. After winning, Sasuke's face rarely flashed a trace of excitement, and his eyes immediately looked at the stands. That expression seemed to say, "Teacher, I didn't embarrass you, did I?" The youth's vigor and vitality were fully displayed at this moment, but I just hope that this youth will not be hit by his bullet in the forehead again many years later. Bai nodded to Sasuke and clapped his hands with a smile. "Third generation, it seems that we have won." Did we win? Sarutobi Hiruzen was a little dazed, and even at this moment, he finally had a hint of murderous intent towards Bai. He suddenly realized that he had always underestimated Bai. It seems that from the beginning, Bai would not let himself be manipulated like Uchiha Fugaku. And now it seems that there are only two ways to choose. The first is to abdicate directly and hand over the position of Hokage to Uchiha. The second is to fight with Uchiha and completely eliminate Uchiha. It seems that this time the choice is left to them. However, when Sarutobi Hiruzen really faced the choice, he hesitated. Is he really a relic of the old times? Konoha will not be threatened by you Uchiha. If you Uchiha dare to do anything to harm Konoha, other families will not watch it. Danzo shouted angrily, and he couldn't keep calm today. There were no other ninjas around, so he could say it, and Bai could say it too. He could no longer tolerate Bai's arrogance. As expected, the Uchiha clan should be destroyed. Danzo, haven't you damaged the interests of Konoha enough? Bai said, turning around and looking at Danzo, and asked, "Danzo, what have you done over the years? I don't need to say who cooperated with Orochimaru, right? I won't say who didn't let us Uchiha go to support and bypass the order of the Hokage. Now Yoshimura clan has taken advantage of your position in the village. I won't say how much benefit you have gained in the village. Now you are ashamed to tell me that Uchiha has damaged the interests of Konoha. Who is the borer of Konoha?" Bai's words were like a knife, and every word was engraved in Danzo's heart, making him unable to refute. Because he just repeated what he had done. Okay, Byakuya, I just want to know now, is this your attitude or the attitude of your Uchiha clan? I think we should have a good talk instead of letting Konoha fall into civil strife. Sarutobi Hiruzen shouted, knowing that the current situation was beyond his control. It seems that the Uchiha clan is really about to go berserk. You really should have listened to Danzo in the first place. Now Sarutobi Hiruzen really regrets it, but he still has a trace of hesitation, because once a war starts with the Uchiha clan, it means that Konoha will really fall into weakness, but he also thinks of what Danzo said before, now not only it's Konoha. The other villages are also immersed in their own affairs and have no time to care about Konoha. Now is the best time to take action. So should we take action? I have made it very clear to you, third generation. There are only these two choices. This is not only my personal will, but also the will of Uchiha. You have been in office for too long and you should step down now. Konoha's the roots are already rotten, and it will happen sooner or later for this big tree, you can't control it. Byakuya said lightly, if Sarutobi Hiruzen chooses to retire now, he cannot liquidate Sarutobi Hiruzen in the future, but if he persists, then he and Danzo will die together. His Konoha doesn't need these old fogies. Kill the two elders as well. I understand, I will consider it. Sarutobi Hiruzen nodded, and he did not have an attack at that time. Although he cared a lot in his heart, he also knew that now was not a good time to break up. What's more, he must plan it before making this decision, and this will require calling other people to discuss it carefully. Congratulations, you Uchiha have produced another genius. Sarutobi Hiruzen stood up and said with a smile. It seemed that he didn't take what Byakuya said before into his heart. Baiyi had to admire this city. Isn't he also a genius in Konoha? That's right, then I won't bother you. There are too many official duties. I won't give it away either. Byakuya nodded and watched Sarutobi Hiruzen and Danzo leave. His goal had been achieved. When he looked at Hinata Hazu's position, the other party also gave Baiyi a look of affirmation. Just now, while Danzo and Byakuya were distracted by the argument, Hinata Hazu used his Byakugan to see the abnormal chakra flow rate on Danzo's arms and eyes, but in order to avoid being discovered, he just looked at it briefly and dismissed it. Ability. But he was also able to confirm that Danzo had indeed transplanted the Sharingan. And this also made him completely accept the idea of cooperating with Byakuya to overthrow Sarutobi Hiruzen. Clan leader Baiyi, I'm leaving first. The previous matters have been decided. After the promotion exam, Hyuga Hiyashi said hello to Baiyi, and then left with Hyuga Hinata. He also understood that Baiyi had not lied to him before, and the basis for cooperation between the two sides was also established. Teacher, I didn't embarrass you just now, did I? Uchiha Sasuke walked quickly to Baiyi. In this month, he felt that practicing with Baiyi was more fulfilling than the past few years in the ninja school, and his strength improved a lot. The one who just fought with him was a genin, and he could easily solve the opponent, which also made Sasuke admire Baiyi more and more in his heart. Not bad Sasuke, I was right about you, you are a very talented child. Baiyi raised his hand and touched Sasuke's hair and said gently. He has always played the role of a strict teacher and a kind father in front of Sasuke. Speaking of which, Sasuke did lack love in the early stage. His father didn't love him and his brother was too busy. On the contrary, Baiyi, the teacher, cared about him and took care of him in all aspects, which made Sasuke more and more dependent on Baiyi. Teacher, are we going to practice next? Don't worry, since you have become a genin today, relax. I also prepared a gift for Sasuke to celebrate your graduation. Really, the teacher prepared a gift for me. Sasuke suddenly thought that he seemed to have not received a gift for a long time. Of course, after all, Sasuke has become a genin. I always feel that I am going further and further on the road of Orochimaru and Aizen. Thinking of this, Baiyi took out a scroll from his arms and placed it in front of Sasuke, saying, it contains some of my practice experience and some Uchiha ninjutsu. Sasuke is not suitable for practicing stronger moves now, and Baiyi's practice experience is enough for him to chew for a long time. Let's go. The purpose of coming here has been achieved, and Baiyi has no need to stay here any longer. He waved his hand, signaling Sasuke to follow him. He would need to discuss the action after dinner. Since he had decided to take action, he had to talk to the three elders. After all, he was not going to do it alone. Although everyone seemed to agree with him now, he still needed to make them take action thoroughly, rather than just agreeing with him verbally. On the way back, Bai Yi looked behind him thoughtfully, and then stopped at a street with few people. It's almost time to come out, right? I've been following you for so long. If he continued to follow, he would reach the Uchiha clan, and then he would be hypnotized and taken back by illusion. Behind him, there was a moment of silence. Sasuke turned his head and looked at a disguised position, and then said lightly, Naruto, why are you following us? Along the way, he had actually discovered Naruto's traces a long time ago, but seeing that Bai Yi didn't say anything, Sasuke pretended that nothing had happened. Seeing his disguise exposed, Naruto was not embarrassed at all. He directly removed the cloth covering himself and said shamelessly, you are worthy of being Sasuke's teacher. You can actually see through my disguise. I recognize you. ... This guy, he really deserves a beating. Bai Yi complained in his heart, what do you mean you recognize me? If you were fighting Kagaya, Bai Yi would be very happy, but your recognition at this time is useless. Hey, you are Sasuke's teacher, right? I have decided to worship you as my master today. Ah, you are so arrogant to worship me as your master. Bai Yi was secretly thinking, when can I worship like this? When Naruto said this, he was actually very nervous in his heart. He hesitated before, but he felt that Bai Yi did not reject him later, so he also wanted to give it a try. For some reason, after seeing Sasuke graduate early, Naruto couldn't hold back his eager heart. But he actually thought that he couldn't beat the genin before. What can he do? Sasuke is a good example. After becoming Bai Yi's apprentice, he improved so fast, and Naruto also wanted to graduate. Why do you want to become my apprentice? Bai Yi looked at Naruto with a smile, and it was obvious that he had an idea in his heart. The prince and the two pillars, a pair of partners who love and hate each other, seemed to be together again because of him. Was it because of him, or because of the bond between Ashura and Indra? Because you are strong, I want to become stronger, and then become Hokage, so that everyone in the village will recognize me. Naruto clenched his fists and gritted his teeth. I understand, but you got one point wrong. It's not that you will be recognized by others after becoming a Hokage, but you can only become a Hokage if you are recognized by everyone, but what? Naruto asked hurriedly. Bai Yi's words just now gave him some insights, as if he had always thought it was wrong before. But you are right that if you want to become a Hokage, you must first have great power. When others do not recognize you, you can use your fists to make them recognize you. If one punch does not work, use two punches. They will always recognize you. Then teacher, what if the other party refuses to recognize you even if he dies? Sasuke also feels that Bai Yi's theory is very novel, but there is a loophole, that is, if that person does not recognize you all the time, then does it not work? Then let him die, Sasuke. Justice will prevail. Justice will prevail. But who is justice? Who is evil? Of course the winner is justice. Justice belongs to the winner. Sasuke murmured, and a gleam of light suddenly flashed in his eyes. It was as if a string was plucked by Bai Yi. I understand teacher, I know what to do. Sasuke decided to learn more from Bai Yi in the future. Sure enough, the special charm of Bai Yi's speech is simply addictive. It seems that he must learn Bai Yi's pretending skills. Victory is justice. That, I don't understand. Naruto raised his hand, and a trace of confusion flashed across his face. Bai Yi talked for a long time, but he didn't understand. Come to me when you understand. That's it for today, Naruto, you have to go back. Oh, okay. After Bai Yi finished speaking, Naruto nodded and turned away subconsciously. Looking at Naruto's back, Sasuke also had a trace of confusion in his eyes. Why was Naruto so easily persuaded today? Hokage, Uchiha Bai Yi just contacted Naruto. In the Hokage's office. The news that Bai Yi had just contacted Naruto was quickly sent over. There were several Anbu watching Naruto. They were ready to take action when Naruto followed Bai Yi, but before they took action, Bai Yi called Naruto out in advance. Although they wanted to stop him, they saw that both sides had been keeping a safe distance, so they did not alarm the enemy. What did the two do when they contacted? Sarutobi Hiruzen asked subconsciously, and then the Anbu told Sarutobi Hiruzen the conversation between the two word by word. After listening to the Anbu's words, Sarutobi Hiruzen was stunned, and then waved his hand to let the Anbu leave first. Sarutobi, I told you, that Uchiha is a born evil kid. Now he has started to instill this evil thought into Naruto, and he has openly violated the ban. The entire Uchiha is not allowed to contact the Jinchuriki. Danzo couldn't sit still at this time. Uchiha Bai began to contact Naruto and instilled this thought into Naruto. If there is any accident after that, or the Nine Tails is controlled by the Uchiha clan, then they will completely lose their last trump card. Victory is justice. Sarutobi Hiruzen thought about what Bai said before, and suddenly he had a thought of destroying the Uchiha clan. Yes, the winner is justice. As long as he wins in the end, he can say whatever he wants later, and all his worries before will no longer exist. He can say that the Uchiha clan is in rebellion. In order to avoid causing greater losses, they can only bear the pain and kill the Uchiha clan. Anyway, as long as he wins, then whatever he says is right. And the Uchiha clan has already started to contact Naruto. This is something he absolutely cannot allow. Bai's rebellious words just now, coupled with his current behavior, made Sarutobi Hiruzen understand that if he did not take action at this time, he would probably be passive. Sarutobi, what are you still hesitating about? Mito Yan looked at Sarutobi Hiruzen, and seeing that the other party was slow to speak, he was also a little anxious. Recently, the Uchiha clan has been getting better and better, and all their previous suppression has turned into nothing at this moment. And now that the Uchiha clan has started to contact the Nine Tails again, plus the choice Bai gave before. Either go to war, or Sarutobi Hiruzen abdicates, and then the Uchiha takes the throne. What a joke. Mito Yan and Uchiha Koharu will never allow this to happen. If the Uchiha really takes the throne, they will be liquidated, right? So they must go to war. What Bai said just now is right. The winner is justice. As long as we win, we are the winners. Sarutobi, get ready. Uchiha Koharu also reminded him when he saw this. At this moment, Sarutobi Hiruzen was completely shaken. He didn't want to abdicate. Even if he had to abdicate, he didn't want to be forced down from the position of Hokage by Uchiha in such a cowardly way. It seems that Uchiha is really going to rebel, and even the Nine Tails has begun to contact. Sarutobi Hiruzen lowered his head and then glanced at Danzo. Danzo nodded obscurely, then stood up and said, "Let me do this." As he said that, he stood up and prepared to leave to summon someone, and there would be another opportunity to use him. Root. Itachi half knelt on the ground, lowered his head and listened to Danzo's current actions of the Uchiha clan. He listened to the whole article, but only heard 2 points. Uchiha contacted the Nine Tails Jinchuriki and prepared to rebel, and Konoha was also ready to take action against the Uchiha clan, and Konoha would kill the entire Uchiha clan at that time. After hearing that all the Uchiha clan members were killed, Itachi's heart twitched, and Sasuke came to his mind. He could not care about anyone, but he could not care about Sasuke. So I can give you a condition. You kill the Uchiha clan, and then I let Sarutobi keep your brother Sasuke. How about that? I can't do it. My personal strength alone is not enough to do it. Itachi said coldly. He couldn't do it. Shisui could kill him, not to mention that there are many elite ninjas with 3 Magatama in the clan. I will let the root cooperate with you. After Danzo finished speaking, seeing Itachi still silent, he felt a little unhappy. I understand, but I can only hold Shisui back. You may need to do the rest yourself. All Itachi could do was hold Shisui back, and the others simply couldn't do it themselves. Logically speaking, Shisui only has a pair of kaleidoscopes, and they should not be Konoha's opponents by then. Byakuya, you have led the Uchiha clan into the abyss. Itachi lowered his head, his heart full of sadness. The Uchiha clan was about to be wiped out in Byakuya's hands. Why should a pair of kaleidoscopes be the enemy of Konoha? He also knew what the fate of Uchiha would be next. In the torrent of this era, it seemed that nothing could stop him. At first, Shisui was with him, but after Shisui decided to join Byakuya, Itachi was also very disappointed. He didn't expect that his best friend had also fallen, so he could only keep his younger brother. I understand. I will inform you to prepare for action when the time comes. Just continue to provide information about the Uchiha clan during this period. With that said, Danzo said no more, waved his hand to let Itachi leave first, and looked in the direction of Uchiha. At this moment, Danzo's desire for the Sharingan also arose in his heart. Soon, these eyes will all belong to him. Brother, you seem to be very distressed. Who? Itachi raised his head and looked around, and behind him, a vortex appeared. Masked Obito looked at Itachi, and couldn't help feeling a little emotional in his heart. Without a kaleidoscope, it doesn't seem to be a good cooperation target. But this time Konoha's operation destroyed the Uchiha, and after killing all the clan members with his own hands, he should be able to awaken the Mangekyo, right? Who makes the Akatsuki organization currently lack members? Obito could only come to Konoha to look for it, and in his opinion, Itachi had the talent to awaken the kaleidoscope. Who are you? My name is Uchiha Madara, Obito said in a deep voice, then raised his face, and a scarlet kaleidoscope appeared in front of Itachi under the mask. A kaleidoscope like Shisui, and the weird space ability. It seems that your strength is not enough to destroy the Uchiha clan. How about working together to destroy this clan that has been immersed in one clan? Although Obito is not too obsessed with destroying Uchiha. But since there is an opportunity now, let's simply destroy this family that can create miracles. He also didn't want a pair of kaleidoscopes that could hinder his plans to appear in the future. At the same time, he must also kill Shisui and then recover Shisui's kaleidoscope. This is his main purpose. Itachi, what's wrong with you? Fine. After meeting the masked man, Uchiha Itachi became more determined in the path he had taken before. Although the entire Uchiha clan will be buried with him, this is all the result of Byakuya. Now it is not only Konoha who wants to take action, but also external forces. Everything that guy said is the Uchiha he does not understand. Bo's secrets, coupled with those weird abilities, and what he said about creating the Nine Tails Rebellion. He is a person who has experienced the Nine Tails Rebellion. With such a powerful eye power, he can control the Nine Tails. Only the legendary Uchiha Madara can do it, right? In this regard, he is also more pessimistic. Returning to the clan, Itachi raised his head and looked at Quan from Quan's concern, and asked, how is Quan doing lately? It seems that they haven't seen each other or communicated with each other for a long time, right? A fleeting look of disappointment flashed across Itachi's face. It seemed to him that this road was destined to be lonely. It's very good. I have been working with the clan leader to generate income for Uchiha recently. Now everyone's life is much better than before. Quan said, a hint of admiration flashed across her face. She was actually very grateful to Bai Yi, and at the same time, she understood Bai Yi better because of this incident. When Byakuya first came to power, she only heard that Byakuya was a radical. Because of her interactions with Itachi, she naturally thought that this might make the Uchiha clan worse. But he didn't expect that after Bai Yi came to power, he not only took back the territory that originally belonged to them, but also gave the clan an additional source of income. This gave Izumi, who originally didn't really want to become a ninja, something else to do. At the beginning, the Uchiha clan basically had few other things to do besides being ninjas. This also resulted in that if you did not become a ninja, or if you did not have a ninja in your family, you would live a very poor life. And Izumi has always wanted to be a good wife and mother rather than a ninja. Therefore, the appearance of Byakuya united Uchiha in a larger sense and gave some Uchiha a chance to survive. Not everyone wants to become a ninja, and not everyone has the talent to become a ninja. Quan, haven't you noticed that the clan and the village have become increasingly tense recently? Itachi looked at Izumi in disbelief. He was the one who analyzed the situation with Izumi. Why has she changed now? Itachi, actually this is not something we should think about. You always think too much, and even if you are getting nervous now, aren't everyone in the clan actually living a better life? Itachi, Bai clan leader actually has a saying. I think you are right. If a family gave birth to you and raised you, and when you grow up, you have to ask other people to help deal with your own family, is this also a kind of? Quan hesitated, glanced at Itachi, and then felt bad about continuing. She was actually thinking at the beginning, maybe the clan should do what Itachi said, but they did what Itachi said and lost their original clan territory. The Uchiha clan's business was getting worse and worse, and they had to rely on themselves. Become a ninja to support your family. They got nothing, but their lives got worse and worse. After Byakuya came to power, no matter how tense the relationship with Konoha was, it did not make the people in the clan feel a little wronged. This is why they are all willing to support Bai. As for Itachi's false thoughts, Izumi gradually understood that Itachi was not as perfect as he thought. And Bai was right. How terrible would a person's heart be if he didn't even cherish his own family? Itachi didn't grow up being abused. Uchiha Fugaku and Uchiha Makoto were already very good to him, and the clansmen respected him in the past, but he always wanted to help Konoha deal with the Uchiha clan. This also makes Quan a little bit unable to accept it. Does Konoha really have such great magic power? She doesn't want to lose her current life, at least her tribe members are living well. Quan, but these are only temporary. Itachi's rare change in expression had already been through Shisui's incident. Last time he went to see Uchiha Fugaku, but Fugaku also said a lot of words towards Byakuya. Can't they all see that the Uchiha clan has been led into the abyss by him? Itachi, even if it's temporary, at least everyone has it, instead of living in misery like before, and Itachi. I think we should leave it like this for the time being. I'm afraid that the Byakuya clan leader will misunderstand. Quan said apologetically, then turned and left. Now she is in charge of the financial issues of the Uchiha clan, which is a relatively sensitive position. Coupled with Itachi's current situation, she is also afraid that Byakuya will misunderstand her and leak the information. For this, she could only say sorry. At least now she believed that everything Bai did was more worthy of trust than everything Itachi did. Looking at Quan's back, Itachi opened his mouth to say something, but in the end he swallowed all the words. It seems like another once close friend has left me. Itachi didn't know how he got back home, but after returning home and seeing Sasuke, the haze in his heart dissipated a lot at this moment. At least with Sasuke, that was enough. Others don't understand themselves, so it should be okay to believe in him. Sasuke, did you finish your exam today? Itachi asked gently, as if he hadn't spoken to Sasuke for a long time, and it seemed that he had indeed ignored him for too long. Oni-chan, I'm a genin now. After saying that, Sasuke spread his hands and placed them in front of Itachi, with a trace of expectation in his eyes, and asked, have you prepared a gift for me, Oni-chan? After coming back today, Bai and his parents prepared gifts for him. He also hoped in his heart that his brother would give him a gift. After all, Itachi came back so early today, so he should have prepared a gift, right? Sorry, Sasuke forgot today. Can I give it to you tomorrow? Itachi's face was startled. He really hadn't prepared a gift. There were too many things going on recently, and he was approached by the masked man and Danzo on the way back today, which made him forget about this matter. Thinking about it now, he felt a little regretful, but he thought it would be okay to make another one tomorrow, right? After hearing Itachi's answer, Sasuke couldn't hide his disappointment. Is Oni-chan in the busy clan lately? But I heard that Hokage-sama has a lot of opinions on us recently. Why does Oni-chan continue to stay in Anbu? Why doesn't Oni-chan join our Uchiha Guard? Where's the team? Sasuke asked curiously. He had actually heard too much about the gossip within the clan recently. I also asked Byakuya, and he knew that it turned out that the relationship between Uchiha and the village was not very good now. Sasuke, who told you this? Itachi's heart sank, and his tone became much fiercer. Realizing that his tone seemed to scare Sasuke, Itachi quickly said warmly, Sasuke, I will handle this matter, you don't have to worry about it. Is it a white knight? It seems like there are only white knights. I regret a little. Why didn't I stop Byakuya from accepting Sasuke as his disciple? If it hadn't happened, Sasuke wouldn't have asked such a thing, right? Oni-chan, actually the clan leader told me that since the winner is justice, we should protect the glory of the Uchiha clan. Speaking of Sasuke, he can definitely be regarded as a staunch Uchiha honor party. So this is why Byakuya's thoughts let Sasuke accept it so easily. Sasuke, you don't have to worry about this kind of thing. I'll give you a gift. Oni-chan is a little tired today, so he's going to rest first. Uchiha Itachi touched Sasuke's hair, raised his head, and a flash of pain flashed across his face. Then the three Magatama in his pupils began to spin crazily, and then a kaleidoscope appeared in Itachi's pupils. Shisui turned his back on the path they had taken, and his parents didn't understand. Izumi also believed that Byakuya was a more correct path than his own, and even Sasuke was talking about the clan now. He found that no one seemed to understand him now. In this case, we can only completely eliminate this clan. He wants to keep Sasuke. Sasuke is still young and may not know it clearly. When he grows up, he will definitely understand his good intentions. And now I have the ability to change all this. Kaleidoscope. He didn't expect it to be turned on at this time. If possible, Itachi hoped that he would never turn it on in his life. Now he just felt like he had been betrayed by the whole world. Bai, do you really want to take action? Elder Setsuna, did you always get high with your mouth before? In the conference room, the elders of the three factions, Uchiha Jin, Uchiha Setsuna, and Uchiha Iron, plus the abdicated former clan leaders Uchiha Fugaku and Uchiha Shisui. Bai gathered the 5 people together to discuss the plan. I just feel like this might be too rushed. A trace of embarrassment flashed across Uchiha's face for a moment. In fact, he had been mostly oral before. Although he kept talking about rebellion, he didn't take many substantive actions. Now that he heard what Bai said, he was actually a little moved, but didn't this require a plan? We won't be too hasty. We have 3 pairs of kaleidoscopes. Win as you please. When did we have 3 pairs of kaleidoscopes? No, what the hell are you talking about? Uchiha Jin was numb. How come he didn't know they had 3 pairs of kaleidoscopes? However, when the 3 of them saw that the 3 opposites had turned on their kaleidoscopes at the same time, and they seemed to see more complex patterns in Bai's eyes, and the pupils were even stronger, the 3 elders were still a little dizzy. What the hell? You all have kaleidoscopes. Are you still human? Are you still hiding this from us? I take back what I said before. We are conservatives, but our conservatives think that radicals are too conservative and should be more radical. You guys have a kaleidoscope, and you also have 3 pairs of kaleidoscopes. Just tell me. They have never fought such a rich battle. I should have told you that we were divided into radicals, conservatives, and centrists back then. They are the Uchiha faction. Actually, we centrists have always been on Uchiha's side. What the hell are you talking about? Just fight. Don't prepare. Uchiha's old face turned red with excitement. He now wished he could just carry Sarutobi Hiruzen's head to the streets of Konoha. Who the hell told me that the Uchiha clan has 3 pairs of kaleidoscopes? Then let me say something first. I have reached a cooperation with Hinata. In probably the next 2 days, I will take action against Sarutobi Hiruzen, Shimura Danzo, Kaharu, and Mito Kadoin. Then after this time, they will support me to become Hokage, but the interests of the other 4 families need to be distributed to the Hyuga clan as their benefits in helping us to block the other families, and they will also stand firmly on our side, but if they want to choose the Hokage next time, they need to support them. In addition, when it comes to fighting, you should give priority to protecting ordinary people in the clan. You don't need to intervene in the battle. This time we are not going to fight Konoha in an all-out war, but fighting those 4 people and their followers. Quote. Bai had no so-called plan from the beginning. Because the strength has been completely crushed, at least the eternal Mangekyo may not even be his opponent at this time, right? Okay, then what's there to be afraid of? Just fight. When will you start? I think it can be tonight. I apply for a duel with Shimura Danzo. Quote. I have been annoyed with Shimura Danzo for a long time. Besides, even the Hyuga clan has been persuaded by Bai, so what are we waiting for? Not today. Protect the people in the clan first, and don't leak this news. When we are ready, we will do it. I will not only get rid of them, but also tell them all the things they have done. I want to become Hokage, but I don't want to be a Hokage with an illegitimate origin. Although he can become Hokage by relying on his own force, Bai doesn't want his process of becoming Hokage to be criticized. Rebel and use powerful force to make everyone surrender. So, what he actually wants to do is to make Sarutobi Hiruzen lose his reputation. As long as their reputation plummets, then everything he does is just. In the eyes of others, he just overthrew a foolish cage. That's right, it's the cheapest thing for them to let them die so easily. Then let's do as you say, Bai Yi, let's make arrangements. Quote. Listening to Bai Yi's words, several elders also thought he was right. They had to ensure that the Uchiha clan would not die too many people because of this rebellion. That's why Bai Yi asked them to prepare first. Speaking of which, it seems that they are not rebelling, but the army of justice. I always feel like we are doing something extraordinary. Fugaku sighed. He would not dare to think about this a few months ago. Uchiha can actually become Hokage, so this time it should be successful, right? Inside the clan, as the arrangements were made, many things were completed in an orderly manner. And Itachi finally reached an agreement with Danzo and Obito to eliminate Uchiha in exchange for his brother's life. The murderous atmosphere of Konoha seemed to be felt even by the civilians. Chapter 91. Danzo, do you think we are really right to do this? Sarutobi is already prepared to take action tonight, so don't worry about mother-in-law. You just don't want to bear the infamy yourself. Just leave all these things to me when the time comes. Danzo me. Sarutobi Hiruzen took a puff of cigarette, and there was something unspeakable in his eyes. It's just that if Uchiha hadn't gone too far this time, he wouldn't have approved of Danzo doing this. It's a pity that such a good thug like Uchiha was eliminated like this. Sarutobi Hiruzen licked his lips and sighed secretly in his heart. Haha, there's no need to say more, Sarutobi. Danzo said, with a sneer flashing in his heart. How could he not know what Sarutobi Hiruzen was thinking? He is willing to take the blame, but this also comes at a price. Today he will recycle Uchiha's Sharingan. By then, the probability of him becoming Hokage will be higher. Without the Uchiha, after wiping out the strongest clan in the village, other ninja clans will also use rat weapons. When the time comes, when Sarutobi Hiruzen dies, and Mito Kadobu and Kaharuhu have transferred to the dormitory support him, then the Hokage will be able to capture him. Yet. Okay, I'm going to get ready. Let's go according to the original plan. According to Itachi's information, the Uchiha clan will rebel tonight. By then, we will gather members of the Anbu and Genbu clan, plus other ninja clans. We can deal with Uchiha. According to the information provided by Itachi Uchiha was preparing to rebel tonight. Once Uchiha takes action, they will first hold Uchiha back, and then let the Anbu notify other ninjas to come over and eliminate Uchiha together. If the Uchiha are not rebelling, you are not allowed to do anything. I see. A hint of gloom flashed in Danzo's eyes, and he couldn't help but angrily scolded Hiruzen Sarutobi for still pretending to be White Lotus here. Even if Uchiha doesn't take action today, he will take action. Doesn't Sarutobi Hiruzen know? It's impossible not to know this. Using a cane, Danzo also slowly left the Hokage's office. He was going back to his roots to make final preparations. Itachi, it seems that Konoha will take action on its own, so I don't need to take action. Obito stood on the tree. Judging from the information obtained by Baizetsu, it seemed that Uchiha would be eliminated by Konoha himself. He seemed to have no need to take action. However, seeing that Itachi didn't seem to pay attention to him, Obito didn't think much and continued. By the way, have you thought about where to go after this incident? Do you want to come to our Akatsuki organization? After the Uchiha clan was wiped out, Itachi was allowed to join the Akatsuki organization. If Sasuke was still alive, he could later create a pair of eternal kaleidoscopes. I will leave Konoha and join the Akatsuki organization, remember the deal between us? Certainly. A sneer flashed across Obito's face, and he couldn't help but sneer in his heart. This guy Itachi doesn't even care about his own family. He only cares about his younger brother and the Leaf Village. Among his conditions was that he was not allowed to attack Sasuke and that he was not allowed to attack Konoha again in the future. The Uchiha clan is nothing in Itachi's heart. Looking at Itachi, who had already put on the Anbu mask, Obito couldn't help but feel a flash of emotion in his heart. After tonight, the Uchiha clan will be reduced to nothing. Can it really be solved if Shisui is here? After Itachi left, Zetsu emerged from the ground and asked curiously. It seemed a bit impossible. Itachi had a kaleidoscope, which was deliberately shown to him yesterday in order to shock Obito. This surprised Obito and at the same time prepared to invite Itachi to join the Akatsuki organization. But Ju sees something different. Can a person who has just awakened kaleidoscope really defeat someone who has been awakened for a long time? Besides, Shisui's ability is very strong. Who knows, I won't just watch the follow-up. Prepare to take action tonight. Just in time, Konoha will deal with Uchiha, and I will recover Shisui's Mangekyo. In fact, Obito's original intention was not to help destroy the Uchiha. He came here to recover the kaleidoscope and the 3 Magatama. By the time this incident is over, I will almost have all the spare eyes Izanagi has. Byakuya, will Itachi really deliver the news to Konoha? A trace of bitterness flashed across Fugaku's face. Itachi was the son he had the most high hopes for, but now he actually betrayed Uchiha. Even Shisui felt a little angry in his heart at this moment. He always thought that Itachi just wanted to change Uchiha, but he never thought that Itachi had become a traitor to Uchiha. When he was dealing with the village and the Uchiha clan, he never provided any intelligence, but instead helped the two sides build bridges. But Itachi's current actions gave Shisui a little chill. Yes, he is an Uchiha who can think like the Hokage. Traitor, Uchiha Setsuna said angrily. They arranged for Itachi to go undercover in Konoha, but he actually became a member of Konoha. And even such important information was revealed to Konoha. Although this was Bai Yi's arrangement for Itachi to know, he never thought that Itachi would actually repay the Uchiha clan who raised him like this. Leave him to me, Shisui said in a deep voice. Itachi had been the one who had grown up all the way back then, but his path had gone astray, so he had no choice but to take action. Don't worry, I'll arrange everything. Bai Yi touched his chin, and then told them to put the safety of the clan members first. In the late-night ninja school, Sasuke looked outside the school nervously, feeling that something bad would happen today. Today, the ninja school held a farewell ceremony to celebrate Sasuke's graduation. All of Sasuke's classmates came. Sasuke wanted to go back, but he stayed for the time being because it was his farewell party. And in the Uchiha clan, the clan members were gathering together, and ordinary people without strength were being protected in the middle, surrounded by Chunin and Genin, and in the front were protected by elite Jonin who had opened 3 Magatama. At first, when Bai Yi gathered them together, they were also very surprised, but when they thought it was Bai Yi's order, they didn't think much. But when Bai Yi said that Konoha was going to destroy their Uchiha clan, all the Uchiha clan members were indignant. They shed blood for Konoha and paid so much for Konoha, but Konoha turned around and wanted to wipe out their entire clan. Clan leader, what do you say? Let's rebel. That's right, why can they be Hokage? We deserve to be bullied in this life. Do honest people deserve to be bullied? They, the Uchiha, have already given in so much, but they are still being wiped out by Konoha. Why? Is it about time to tell the truth? Beside Bai Yi, Uchiha Setsuna whispered in his ear. He felt that it was about time, and Bai Yi nodded imperceptibly. Everyone, we will fight them tonight and will not give in any more. Our concessions will only make them get more and more aggressive. This is not called rebellion, but cleaning up the corruption of Konoha. Rebellion is so ugly. They call it overthrowing the corrupt Konoha and building a new Konoha. Haha, it's really a fantasy. Can I think that you Uchiha are rebelling because of what you said now? At the gate of Uchiha, Danzo led the ninjas of the route and slowly walked into the Uchiha clan. I just heard this sentence when I came here. It should be enough for me to take action, right? Although Danzo had already thought about it before coming, whether he was right or not, he would take action directly, but now that he has heard such rebellious words from Uchiha, it is more reasonable. Danzo, you old dog, dare to come here. Uchiha Setsuna has a bad temper and can't help but want to swear when he sees Danzo. Especially that arm. Before Bai Yi said that the arm was full of their Uchiha clan's Sharingan, right? He wanted to expose Danzo's hypocritical face directly, but after thinking of Bai Yi's previous instructions, he temporarily endured it. Haha, you Uchiha are ready to rebel, why can't you come? We are here to eliminate the traitors. As he said this, Danzo gestured to several roots around him. Obviously, since the Uchiha are ready to take action, they can also notify other ninjas to come together to eliminate the Uchiha. Danzo doesn't let your master Sarutobi Hiruzen come out. Bai Yi was a little curious. It's already this time. Since they can legitimately come out to eliminate the Uchiha, why does Sarutobi Hiruzen still hide behind? Is this White Lotus ready to maintain his image? Haha, Bai Yi, I think you are crazy. A hint of gloom flashed in Danzo's eyes. He will install Baiyi's 3 Magatama later. His master Sarutobi Hiruzen. What is he? Dog, I'm not crazy. We Uchiha are ready to take action. Does the Hokage still want to hide behind and watch? You have been cowardly for so long, don't you want to be brave once? Is this old guy really going to live forever? You're already here, but you still don't dare to show up. Baiyi, why did you Uchiha rebel? Sarutobi Hiruzen sighed. Since he had already admitted and discovered me, there was no need for Sarutobi Hiruzen to continue hiding. He was followed by the Anbu and 2 elders, Mitomen-en and Uchiha Kaharu. He was not going to show up at first, but after Baiyi admitted that they rebelled, he realized that he didn't seem to need to find someone to take the blame. The Uchiha clan is seeking their own death, and today all the Uchiha clans rebelled. It's impossible for him, the Hokage, to pretend that he didn't see it and never come. The current situation is different from the anime. At that time, the Uchiha clan was destroyed by Obito and Itachi. He didn't show up because the Uchiha clan didn't even prepare for resistance at the beginning, but now they are fully armed, and he really can't pretend to be blind and not see it. As a Hokage, don't you know why we Uchiha rebelled? Don't you think it's funny when you say this? Baiyi was almost laughed out of anger by what Sarutobi Hiruzen said. Good fellow, you have been pretending to be innocent for too long, and now you don't even know what your true nature is, right? You even ask them why they rebelled. Listening to Baiyi's words, Sarutobi Hiruzen's face turned pale, because he actually knew the truth, but he couldn't say it, right? Baiyi, we gave you back your clan land, and we also gave in to your other requests. Now you say you want to become Hokage, and you will rebel if you don't agree. Did Konoha become Hokage by threats? Uchiha Kaharu questioned Baiyi harshly. She knew that she had to occupy the righteousness at this time. Other ninja clans are on their way, and when they arrive, they can directly fight with Uchiha. That's right, you Uchiha are indeed wolves that can't be fed. Mitomen-en also choked at this moment. After this, many Uchiha people also stared at them viciously, but they couldn't find a reason to refute. You were wrong. The ones who can't be fed are you guys. The Mitomen family and the Uchiha family were just small families before, but now they have become medium-sized families. You know how much you have taken advantage of your positions over the years. You are responsible for logistics during the war, while we are responsible for the frontline battles. In the end, you are the ones who pay the least and eat the most. Aren't you starting to target our Uchiha businesses again? So who can't be fed? In addition, regarding the fight for the Hokage, I actually have a question. Is the Hokage private property of whom? Why is it right for you to become the Hokage, and we just robbed it? Good. Baiyi's words immediately made the Uchiha people feel proud. They are not good at debates, and Baiyi's words really made them feel very comfortable. Haha, I don't want to tell you guys, since you are rebelling, you must be prepared to die. Beside Danzo, Arut said a few words quickly, and he felt much more at ease at the moment. All the people have arrived. Around the Uchiha clan, the ninjas of the ninja clan have completely surrounded the place. Several ninja clan elders, clan leaders and elite ninjas have all entered the Uchiha clan. At this moment, seeing the confrontation between the Uchiha and Sarutobi Hiruzen and others, many people were shocked. When they came, they just thought that there was a conflict between the two sides. But now it seems that the Uchiha clan has gathered all the people here. That is not as simple as a conflict. It seems that the Uchiha clan is really ready to attack Konoha. It's over, this situation is the most troublesome now. Nara Shikaku covered his forehead helplessly and glanced back and forth at the people in confrontation. The scene he least wanted to see happened. No matter who won in the end, it was not good news for Konoha. Baiyi, now that you have found your way back, we can still have a good discussion. Seeing everyone coming, Sarutobi Hiruzen gained a little more confidence, and his tone also brought this matter to Byakuya's rebellion. Although Sarutobi Hiruzen doesn't want to talk about it now, he just wants to take this opportunity to completely kill the Uchiha clan. But you still have to pretend. Sandai, don't be pretentious here. Everyone is already here, so why are you pretending? Have you pretended to be a White Lotus all your life and forgotten your true character? Byakuya simply sighed. This guy was simply disgusting. He had clearly set up a trap and couldn't wait to kill Uchiha. At this time, I still want to dress up. Listening to Byakuya's words, Sarutobi Hiruzen also looked a little ugly. On the other hand, Danzo, who was also standing by the old god, said at this moment, Byakuya, your Uchiha clan has rebelled, and now the village is encircling and suppressing you. No matter how you say this, the village has made no mistakes. He obviously didn't want to continue to be entangled with Byakuya. Now was a good opportunity. All the ninjas were here to witness it. Most of the ninjas in the village had arrived. But he was very afraid that Sarutobi Hiruzen would suddenly regret it. Duanzo, this is just empty talk. Byakuya smiled faintly, and Konoha F4 was stunned when he heard this. Obviously, he didn't expect Byakuya to suddenly say this. This guy wouldn't suddenly regret not rebelling now, right? We've come this far, can't we go back? Is it asking for mercy? A trace of ecstasy flashed in Sarutobi Hiruzen's eyes. As long as Byakuya begged for mercy, Uchiha could be dealt with minimal losses later. On the other hand, everyone in the Uchiha clan looked at Baiyi in confusion at this moment, and they were also very afraid that Baiyi would regret it. But the next second, everyone was stunned. The long sword in Baiyi's hand pierced Danzo's heart directly, and his cold voice resounded throughout the clan. Master Danzo, I'm here for you now, how do you feel? So fast. Sarutobi Hiruzen's pupils shrank slightly, the speed was something he couldn't even react to just now. Danzo's face looked extremely ugly at the moment. He looked down at his chest and saw a stream of bright red blood flowing down his clothes and falling to the ground, instantly turning the land around Danzo red. Baiyi, you actually attacked the members of the elders. When she went to bed, Kaharu's voice was sharp and harsh. Looking at Danzo who was stabbed to the core, she was also a little panicked. Baiyi, this is really killing. On the contrary, the Uchiha clan became excited instantly because of Byakuya's actions. The grievances that have been buried in my heart for these years are erupting like a volcano at this moment. Innately evil Uchiha brat. Danzo's body disappeared, and in a dark corner, Danzo walked out slowly, as if nothing happened. Not dead. If it wasn't a clone, why wouldn't Danzo die? Everyone, have you all seen it? Byakuya attacked the elders of Konoha and led the Uchiha clan to rebel. So now we can only suppress the rebellion. Danzo thought that he had a reason for this, but it was a pity that he wasted one eye, but it didn't matter, he could recover them all today. Danzo, let this thief like you see the true power of the Uchiha clan. As he spoke, the three Magatama in Baiyi's eyes kept spinning, and then in everyone's shocked eyes, the eternal kaleidoscope appeared in front of everyone. The legendary power of Uchiha. I deserve it, Danzo, to possess it. Danzo looked at the kaleidoscope in Byakuya's pupils, his eyes full of greed. It turned out to be the legendary power of Uchiha. At this moment, in Danzo's opinion, this kind of bloodstain is not worthy of being owned by the Uchiha clan. It should be controlled by himself. Only he is suitable for this bloodstain, and with the Manjikoscope, I can protect Konoha better, and it will also be easier to become Hokage. Shikaku, is this Uchiha's Mangekyo? Yamanaka Haichi asked in a low voice, feeling that today's matter was going to be big. It should be so. I didn't expect that he actually has a kaleidoscope. The next thing will be very troublesome. Then shall we take action? Waiting for Hinata. Shikaku glanced at the Hyuga clan, and now it was obviously impossible for Ino Shikacho to make the first move. If they really fight against the Uchiha, then most of the entire group will probably be killed. Most people are waiting. Who are you waiting for? Of course we are waiting for Hinata to take action. Once Hinata chooses to take action, other families will more or less follow suit. But if Hinata doesn't take action, they will go up and fight with the Uchiha clan. Please, their family is probably really going to end their fight with the Uchiha clan. Glancing at Hinata and Hazu, Shikaku also felt a little strange in his heart as to why Hinata and Hazu were still looking calm and seemed to have no intention of taking action at all. It's a different pattern than last time. A trace of surprise flashed in Hinata Hazu's eyes. When he saw the kaleidoscope in Byakuya's pupils, he recalled that when he first saw Byakuya, he didn't seem to have this pattern. But now not only the pattern has changed, but he also feels that Baiyi's pressure is even stronger than last time. Let me tell you, it seems like that guy only dared to do this after awakening the kaleidoscope. It doesn't look like a kaleidoscope. White Zetsu and Black Zetsu, who were observing from a distance, exchanged words with each other. He finally understood Bai Yi's reason for taking action, but Heiju always felt that Bai Yi's eyes didn't quite resemble a kaleidoscope. On the contrary, looking at the pupil power, they looked like eternal eyes. He had felt this in Madara himself, but after thinking about it for a while, he finally thought it was impossible. After all, Bai Yi had no brothers, sisters, or parents for a long time, so there was no chance of transplanting the eternal eye to him. Moreover, the eternal eye cannot be successfully transplanted from blood relatives. In fact, it requires the chakra of Indra. Otherwise, over the years, there are many Uchiha clan members who have opened the kaleidoscope, and there are also relatives among them, but why don't they all have the eternal eye? Everyone knows that changing eyes can open the eternal eye. In the future, no one will be blind. As long as relatives change eyes, wouldn't it be enough to just swap Madara and Izuna? But in fact, the eternal eye requires Indra chakra and the eyes of a relative to open it. The conditions for opening the eye are very demanding. Of course, Bai Yi doesn't need it. Kaleidoscope. The clan leader has a kaleidoscope. The legendary power of our Uchiha clan. All the Uchiha present were delighted. Byakuya had a kaleidoscope. How could they not be excited? This is the legendary power of the Uchiha clan. Go and destroy the Uchiha people at the root, and leave this guy Byakuya to me. As he spoke, Danzo glanced greedily at Byakuya's eyes and the armor covering his body. Susanoo. By stealing Uchiha's information, Danzo naturally also knew about the ultimate power of Susanoo residing in the kaleidoscope. This is also one of the reasons why Uchiha Madara was able to fight back and forth with the first Hokage. How could Danzo not covet it? As long as he could obtain this power, could he also be called Shira in the ninja world? Kakashi, shall we do something? Kurenai was a little hesitant. Now apart from the roots, there were other Anbu and other Junin who were waiting without orders from Sarutobi Hiruzen. The other families haven't taken action yet, and Hong is a little hesitant about whether to take action. Of course, we can't just let Uchiha do whatever he wants. Kai gave a thumbs up and then prepared to take action. But just when he was about to take action, he was stopped by Kakashi. Wait for the Hokage-sama's order. Kakashi looked at Byakuya's position, and his heart was a little complicated. Obito didn't expect to be involved in this matter today. For him, he was actually unwilling to participate in the action against Uchiha, not only because of his former best friend, but also because of his eye. Then wait and see. In fact, Hong didn't really want to take action now. Anyway, she didn't like Danzo very much, and they were not Danzo's ninjas, so they naturally couldn't listen to Danzo's words. What is this guy doing? Kunai stabbed Susanoo. Looking from a distance, Baiju knew that he was not smart, but he didn't expect that there was a fool here. Seeing Danzo rushing towards Byakuya with a kunai, everyone else was numb. This guy is actually the Hokage assistant of Konoha. Heiju curled his lips, not knowing what to say for a moment. Is it possible for someone with this IQ to be able to take the position of Hokage's assistant? When Byakuya, who was in Suzunaka, saw Danzo rushing toward him with a kunai, he almost burst into laughter without holding back. Click. Kunai and Susanoo collided together, and then the kunai broke with a sound. Naruto Byakuya. World-famous painting. JPG. Pirate Byakuya. WTF. Awesome. Yokai Byakuya. After all these years, is Danzo still the same Danzo? Biochemical Byakuya. Kunai Tenten Susanoo, I am Danzo, remember. Danzo is worthy of being Danzo, the only person in the Naruto world who uses kunai to hit Susanoo. Elder Danzo, you are the only one who uses kunai to deal with Susanoo. Speaking of which, aren't you very knowledgeable about the power of the Uchiha clan? Why are you so Alzheimer's, Danzo? Byakuya couldn't help but say something. After hearing what Byakuya said, Danzo's face also turned a little pale. In fact, he just wanted to test the water, but the kunai broke off on his own without anyone doing anything. Then, before Danzo could think about it, Susanoo raised his huge arm and smashed Danzo into a pulp with one palm. But the next second, Danzo appeared again. This time everyone discovered that Danzo seemed to have some secret skills. Danzo, you keep saying that we Uchiha are an evil clan, so may I ask, why do you know our Uchiha clan's secret technique Izanagi? All of your arms have our clan's eyes, and you secretly studied the cells of the first generation and even made an arm with Orochimaru. Now you have not only stolen the power of Uchiha, but also the power of the first generation. You can actually become the Hokage's assistant. Quote. Bai Yi's words were deafening, and everyone around him fell silent instantly. Danzo's arm. Everyone followed Bai Yi's words and unconsciously looked at Danzo's arm. Haha, so only you, the Uchiha clan, are allowed to have secret techniques. Danzo panicked in his heart. In fact, after Bai Yi said these words, he even thought about what Bai Yi had discovered the last time he met. And now he has directly exposed the secret of his arm, and even knows about the experiment with Orochimaru, which also makes Danzo have a bad premonition in his heart. But at this moment, he is unwilling to admit that at least he will never allow others to know the secret of the existence of his arm. Danzo said so much, aren't you afraid to show this arm to everyone? There are already 2 eyes missing on your hand, right? In addition, you transplanted 1 eye, now there are 9, right? And the transplant mark of the first generation on that arm is very obvious. You said so much, if you have the courage, show your arm to everyone. Bai Yi said, a sneer flashed at the corner of his mouth. In his opinion, Danzo's performance was so poor. In fact, all the Sharingans on his arm were collected before the night of genocide. On the night of genocide, he didn't collect them at all, and they were all taken away by Obito. After hearing Bai Yi's words, Danzo's face was obviously much uglier. He really couldn't show his arm to others. As long as you look at it, the Sharingan will be exposed. That's right, Danzo, you old dog stole the blood of our Uchiha clan, show it if you have the guts. Uchiha Satsuna shouted angrily. He knew it before and couldn't hold it back any longer. Now that Bai Yi has revealed this, he naturally doesn't need to hold it back any longer. The surrounding ninjas are even more curious at this moment, and a sneer flashed across the corner of Hyuga Hiyashi's mouth. Don't you know what's wrong with Danzo's arm? This is the mark of a hero, because war leads to this. Do you still want to reveal the scars of heroes? At this time, Udatain Kaharu also hurriedly defended Danzo. It is impossible to say that they don't know about Danzo's experiment. Danzo, are you scared? Why should I listen to you? After all, you Uchiha are rebels now. No one will believe this kind of dirty water throwing behavior, right? A sneer flashed across Danzo's face. He would not agree to Bai Yi just like that. He would never untie his bandage. It doesn't matter. Aren't there people from the Hyuga clan here? Can't you tell with the Byakugan? Bai Yi's words instantly choked Danzo, making him not know how to refute. It seems, the Hyuga present can really see the abnormality on his arm. And this really made Danzo panic. Subconsciously, he glanced at Hyuga Hiyashi, and the other party calmly said at this moment, I can help to see. If Danzo-sama doesn't have a Sharingan on his arm, then our Hyuga clan will immediately attack Uchiha. Hearing that Hyuga Hiyashi was going to deal with Uchiha, Sarutobi Hiruzen would naturally be happy if it was put in normal times. But now if Hyuga Hiyashi really saw it, I'm afraid it really can't be concealed. Danzo, you colluded with Orochimaru to do experiments. Didn't you provide the people that Orochimaru used at the beginning? Aren't all the people in the route from various secret families? Why, don't you just want blood and secrets? You have been a coward from beginning to end. You will never be able to compete with Sarutobi Hiruzen in your life. At least Sarutobi Hiruzen knows to rely on his own strength, and you keep saying that you have inherited the will of the second Hokage. You have always been targeting Uchiha and always think that we Uchiha are an evil clan, but you are greedy for the power of our Uchiha clan. Why did you plan to eliminate Uchiha? Because you want to steal Uchiha's Sharingan. But you don't even want to admit this, and you don't even want to admit that you transplanted R in the first generation's power. No wonder you are a rat in the gutter. Have you ever been upright in your life? At least when covering the retreat, Sarutobi Hiruzen was brave once, and you. You have been a coward all your life, one who dares not face himself, one who has been regretting why he was not brave enough, otherwise the Hokage would be yours. You only see that you are not brave, but the second generation sees farther than you will never be as good as Sarutobi Hiruzen. Similarly, even if you get the Sharingan of our Uchiha clan, you can't use it as well as our Uchiha clan, and you may even be worse than Kakashi. Aren't you a loser in all aspects? The third generation lost to Sarutobi Hiruzen in the competition, and the fourth generation lost to Namikaze Minato in the competition. During the Nine Tails Rebellion, you thought that you could take the throne after Namikaze Minato died, but you didn't expect the third generation to come back to the throne and disrupt your plan, and then let someone assassinate the third generation. In the final analysis, you were really a failure in this life. Danzo will go to hell with your dream of Hokage today. Quote. Bai Yi's words, killing people must also be heartbreaking. Is he a rat in the gutter? But he never wanted to admit that he had lived in conspiracy and intrigue all his life, but what did it matter? As long as he became Hokage and made Konoha stronger, it would be worth it. And what Bai Yi said was really not wrong at all. His little thoughts were all guessed by Bai Yi. Especially, he was not as good as Sarutobi Hiruzen in politics, not as good as Namikaze Minato in strength, and not as good as Uchiha in using Sharingan. He even dared not admit that he had transplanted the other party's blood. At this moment, being stared at by the ninjas of Konoha, Danzo's face was also very ugly, because he knew very well that even if he solved the Uchiha this time, even if the third generation died, he would never become Hokage in this life. Danzo, let the whole Konoha see your true face. As soon as Bai Yi finished speaking, before Danzo could think about it, he felt a pain in his arm. His right arm was cut off by Bai Yi in an instant, and then the bandages were scattered all over the ground. After the right arm fell to the ground, the pale arm had the Sharingan open and looking around, which made the people around feel extremely disgusted and shocked. Danzo actually transplanted the Uchiha clan's Sharingan. At this moment, the surrounding ninjas were shocked. Can't you be wrong? That's really the Sharingan, and the whole arm is Sharingan. 10. And all of them are 3 Magatama. This blood thief, as the Hokage assistant of a village, actually stole the blood of the Uchiha family. How dare you, Danzo? At this moment, not only the Uchiha clan, but also other ninja clans present wanted to kill Danzo because of his behavior of transplanting the blood of other clans. They may have conflicts of interest with the Uchiha clan, resulting in the two parties not being able to live in peace, but that is just a matter of interest, and Danzo is different. Danzo really took action directly on the blood stains. Whether it is family blood or secret techniques, it is the foundation of a ninja clan, and Danzo is undoubtedly trampling all the interests of other ninja clans under his feet. Therefore, even some families or ninjas who did not deal with Uchiha did not speak at this time, and even showed signs of being biased towards Uchiha. This is no joke. Whoever supports Danzo will be beaten to death by the other bloodstained and secret arts families present. 3. Danzo's Izanagi could only last for 1 minute, and the third Sharingan on his arm was closed. Danzo's right arm, which had been amputated before, returned to its original state. After removing the bandage, Danzo also understood that since he had been exposed, there was no need to continue to hide it. Danzo, do you have anything to say now? And Hokage-sama, how do you think this kind of thing should be handled? Byakuya looked at Danzo and Sarutobi Hiruzen with a playful expression. Now that Danzo's arm had been exposed to public view, he wanted to see how Sarutobi Hiruzen would explain. This is my own business and has nothing to do with Sarutobi, and he doesn't know anything about it. A hint of gloom flashed in Danzo's eyes. Although he didn't want to take the blame, he also understood that it didn't seem to be a question of whether he wanted to or not at this time. His matter has been exposed to everyone, so he naturally has nothing else to say. Danzo. Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at Danzo in surprise, and then fell silent. He knew about Danzo's experiment, and he originally thought that the exposure might affect him, but he didn't expect that Danzo would take the blame so simply. As expected of a good teammate, I will take the blame whenever I want, so let's kill you, the bloody thief, first. Byakuya, stop it. No matter what happens to Danzo, it should be judged by Konoha, not you. I will treat what happened today as if it didn't happen. I will definitely give you an explanation for Danzo's matter. Quote. Sarutobi Hiruzen saw this and quickly stopped him. He admitted that his actions today were a bit of a failure. After Danzo's arm was exposed, it was impossible for other ninjas to continue to follow them. They were also waiting for an explanation, so Uchiha was not the biggest problem. Sarutobi Hiruzen admitted that he underestimated Byakuya, and even Danzo knew this secret. After he said this, the meaning was actually very obvious. In exchange for benefits, Uchiha stopped first. But how could Byakuya let Sarutobi Hiruzen get his wish? Who do you think you are? Just stop when you tell me to stop. Byakuya slashed directly at Danzo. Faced with Byakuya's smart attack, Danzo had no room to parry. Sarutobi Hiruzen was anxious to take action, but the surrounding ninjas were watching, and based on previous observations, he understood that those eyes could save Danzo once, and he could take action again when all the eyes were gone. Clan leader, kill Danzo. The momentum of the Uchiha clan has reached its peak at this moment. This was directly suppressing Danzo's fight, and even made Sarutobi Hiruzen dare not take action with the rat-defying weapon. Danzo, what's the use of holding something that doesn't belong to you? The position of Hokage that doesn't belong to you, the Sharingan that doesn't belong to you, the wood release that doesn't belong to you, what kind of power do you have that belongs to you, Danzo? Why are you unwilling to face your own power? Don't you still need your psychic beast? If you don't use it anymore, you will really die. Quote. As he said that, Bai Yi's eyes flashed with interest, and then he cut Danzo's neck with a knife and sealed his throat, and the blood from the aorta spread all over the floor. Another Sharingan closed. Danzo lowered his head and glanced at his Sharingan. He also understood that if he didn't use some real skills at this time, he would really die. Spiritualism. When Danzo was about to use the psychic technique, there was another attack and his arm was cut off directly. I'm lying to you. I won't give you a chance to use psychic skills. As an enemy, how can you be merciful to your opponent? I've been cheated on. Danzo cursed Bai Yi angrily in his heart. But before he could say anything more, Byakuya grabbed Danzo's neck directly, looking at the kaleidoscope and Byakuya's eyes shining with a strange light. A trace of greed flashed in Danzo's eyes, if he could get Byakuya's eyes at such a close distance. But before he could take action, Byakuya was thrown to the ground. Then Byakuya stepped on his head, threw dozens of kunai to avoid Danzo's vital points and pinned him to the spot, saying, "Speaking of which, I have been waiting for this moment for a long time. I have long been unhappy with you. You are jealous of Uchiha's power and afraid of Uchiha's power. Danzo, you are really pathetic." When Bai Yi became an elite Jonin, he was followed by the root all the time. At that time, he had already been unhappy with Danzo, and even the whole village looked at him and the Uchiha clan as if they were criminals. He had been waiting for this moment for a long time. You fool. Before Danzo finished speaking, a kunai instantly pierced his heart, and his seventh Sharingan was gone. Even many people around felt that Bai Yi was a little cruel. So killing Danzo was as easy as killing a chicken. 4 Sharingans were only enough for Danzo to support for 4 minutes. After 4 minutes, Sarutobi Hiruzen stood in front of Shimura Danzo. Looking at his old friend who was now in a state of embarrassment, he couldn't help but feel a little sad. Bai Yi is almost done, right? You have killed Danzo 11 times. The Sharingans on his arms and eyes are all invalid. It should be okay now, right? Sarutobi Hiruzen thought that this matter could be turned over. I have killed him 11 times, isn't that enough? Actually, I have calmed down a lot, but I have a condition for me to calm down completely. Say it. Sarutobi Hiruzen's eyes flashed with joy, as long as he could stabilize the Uchiha first. He needed to go back and think about the fact that the Uchiha had the Mangekyo. I want to kill Danzo again. As long as you let me kill him again, then I will let Danzo go. UTM. It's the same as not saying it. Wouldn't Danzo die if he was killed again? How to kill him? Sarutobi, get out of the way, I'll take care of him. Danzo's voice was hoarse, and his eyes were full of dissatisfaction with Bai Yi. He had another trick that could also get rid of the threat of Bai Yi. The 4 symbols seal, right? Why don't you use it? He even knows this. He even knew his own trump card. Danzo forced himself to look at the roots around him, who had been killed by the elite Uchiha. He originally wanted to take Bai Yi to die with him. He knew very well that it was a foolish dream for him to become Hokage in this situation. In addition, all his efforts were gone, and the roots would not be formed in the future. He would also become a sinner of Konoha. After so many years of planning, he ended up with such a result. Bai Yi, what do you want? Sarutobi Hiruzen frowned. At this moment, everyone was watching, so naturally he couldn't be too partial to Danzo. But he couldn't watch Bai Yi and Danzo fight now. Haha, Sarutobi Hiruzen, you are really hypocritical. You still want to protect him even in this situation. Are you worthy of your teacher, the second generation Hokage? Look at the facial makeup on his arm. There is no need for me to do anything. That guy will die in his own hands. He will soon be unable to suppress the cells of the first generation. Bai Yi's face flashed a sneer. At this time, even if he didn't do anything, Danzo would die after his chakra was exhausted. The cells of the first generation cannot be suppressed by anyone. In fact, the reason why they have been at peace for these years is that the Sharingan and the cells of the first generation have checked and balanced each other. So Danzo can use these, but once he loses them, he will be devoured by the cells of the first generation. And Sarutobi Hiruzen, Konoha is not your one-man show, and your rule must be limited. Sarutobi Hiruzen is simply the most hypocritical person Bai Yi has ever seen. In fact, who did Sarutobi Hiruzen want to choose as the fifth generation Hokage? Sarutobi Asuma. It can be seen from the division of the 12 little strong men. Yuhi Kurenai was assigned Hinata, Shino and Inuzuka Kiba. These three people represent the Hyuga, Inuzuka, and Aburame clans respectively. Hyuga is the largest family in Konoha. Although the Aburame clan is low-key, its family strength ranks among the top, and the Inuzuka clan is also quite strong. Why choose Kurenai? Because Asuma was pursuing Kurenai at that time. If the two were together, it would also pave the way for Asuma. Who did Asuma bring? Ino Shikacho, the direct line of the Hokage. In this way, if Asuma wants to become the Hokage in the future, there will be 6 families supporting him. As a senior ninja, who was assigned to Kai, Tenten and Lee, 2 people who don't have much family power. Tenten is rich, but she has no family, and Neji is from a branch family. Kakashi is the most suitable for this grouping. He has the Sharingan, and he is a master and apprentice with Minato Namikaze, and then he gathers Sakura to become the bond between Sasuke and Naruto. But among these 3 people, Sakura is a civilian, Naruto was a demon fox in the early stage, and Uchiha Sasuke's Uchiha family has long gone. What can they provide for Kakashi? Sarutobi Hiruzen's purpose is obvious. Chief Bai Yi, the people have arrived. Fugaku. When everyone saw Fugaku coming, many people were also a little surprised, and at the same time, they suddenly realized that Fugaku seemed to have never been here just now. At the same time, after seeing the people brought by Fugaku, everyone was shocked. Where's Shisui? There was an accident on the way, he and Itachi. Uchiha Fugaku's eyes flashed with pain. He didn't expect that the 2 of them would become enemies in the end. Shisui asked him to send the people over first, and then he would deal with Itachi. You go over to help Shisui. What about here? Fugaku asked in a low voice. The situation here is not very good now. I can handle it, you be careful, Shisui may be in danger, go over. Okay. Although Fugaku hesitated, he still listened to Bai Yi's words. Looking at Fugaku's back, a flash of emotion flashed in Bai Yi's eyes. I don't know if Obito is here or not. Although there are some deviations from the plot, he didn't even come, right? What do you want to do by Bai? Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at the confused Naruto and confused Sasuke beside Byakuya. At this moment, he was completely confused. What is he going to do? Copy the Nine Tails Rebellion a few years ago. 3rd generation grandfather. Naruto was a little strange and a little scared at the same time. There were so many ninjas around him staring at him closely. If he said he wasn't scared, he would be lying. Naruto, long time no see. Are you Sasuke's teacher? Naruto recognized Bai Yi immediately, and then he asked innocently, are you going to accept me as your apprentice? But to accept me as a disciple, is it necessary to find so many people? Even 3 generations of grandfathers came. No, I brought you here today because I actually want to let you know the truth. The truth. A trace of confusion flashed in Naruto's eyes, and he was also a little strange about the truth Bai Yi said. But after he said these words, Sarutobi Hiruzen stayed in place, feeling as if he had fallen into an ice cellar. And Danzo seemed to understand why Byakuya did what he did today. He was very powerful, but he was not prepared to take action. Instead, he wanted to completely ruin their reputation. I don't know why, but before he died, he even gloated a little. His reputation had always been bad, but he endured it. He was actually very curious about what would happen to Sarutobi Hiruzen. Sarutobi, you have maintained your reputation all your life, only to have it completely destroyed in the end. You must feel the same as me, right? Originally, Danzo, who felt like he couldn't hold on anymore, even tried to hold on to prevent Hashirama's cells from swallowing him up. He wanted to watch it all, and at least try again later to see if he could kill Byakuya. Naruto, do you know why everyone in the village calls you Demon Fox? Why? Naruto asked quickly. He had always been curious about why people in the village called him Demon Fox, and at the same time he was a little sad. He was obviously a human, so why did everyone call him Demon Fox? Your father is the 4th Hokage Namikaze Minato, and your mother is from the Uzumaki clan. Your parents died trying to seal the Kyuubi, and the Kyuubi was sealed in your body. But what I want to tell you is that it's not a demon fox, you are the son of a hero, but some people in the village spread this news over the years in order to control you. Sarutobi Hiruzen, I'm actually very curious. If you saw Namikaze Minato and Uzumaki Kushina in the underworld after your death, would you really have the nerve to see them? Oh, I forgot that Minato is still there with the Shinigami. Well, let's talk about how you agreed to Minato in the first place. By the way, I'm very curious. You said that it would be dangerous to expose Naruto as Minato's son, so you chose to conceal Naruto's identity. Then I have a very serious question to ask you. That is to say, isn't it dangerous for Naruto to bear the name of this demon fox? Who doesn't know the situation of Kyuubi? So he concealed the title of the son of a hero and took away the property of Minato and his wife in the name of protecting Naruto. Let him eat expired instant noodles, and the rice was mixed with sand, and then set some bonds for Naruto in the ninja school to control Naruto. Speaking of which, Sarutobi Hiruzen, you really make me feel disgusting. Byakuya's words made everyone present become quite quiet, and many people even focused on Sarutobi Hiruzen. But at this moment, Sarutobi Hiruzen found that his eloquent mouth could not even say a word at this moment. Facing Bai Yi's question, he was unable to answer at all. From Byakuya's point of view, even though it was announced that Naruto was the son of a hero, as a Jinchuriki, life in the village would not be easy. Just like Gaara, even the son of a Kage was still discriminated against, but in fact this also has something to do with Rasa's attitude towards Gaara. For example, Naruto, although not to mention receiving very, very good treatment, and even everyone loves Naruto, this is definitely impossible. After all, people have experienced the Nine Tails Rebellion, so they are naturally afraid of Jinchuriki. But, Namikaze Minato has many friends and many old subordinates. The villagers can't accept it. Wouldn't they accept it? How many people were saved by Minato in the first place, and how many people accepted Minato's favor? Can it at least ensure that Naruto can eat normally? And after knowing that Naruto was Minato's son, the villagers would at least not go so far as to put sand in Naruto's rice. Yes, you can say that it is Danzo's contribution, just like the original Konoha White Fang. Because the contribution was too great, there were rumors in the village that he gave up the mission for his companions, which caused Konoha to suffer losses. So in this incident, according to rumors, Konoha White Fang chose to commit suicide. So, Kakashi, are you still loyal to Sarutobi Hiruzen? Being loyal to a person who killed his father, Kakashi, you are really sad. Quote. As soon as Byakuya finished speaking, Kakashi fell silent. He had actually been unable to let go of this matter for so many years. Although he had always made speculations, he had never confirmed it. He wanted to investigate, but there was no way to investigate the original matter. Hokage-sama, actually I have always wanted to know the truth back then. Kakashi hesitated for a moment, then looked at Sarutobi Hiruzen and asked slowly. He wanted to know the truth of the past. Was it really what they spread? Although he already knew the answer in his heart. Naruto, who was standing by, had digested Bai Yi's words at this moment. He looked at Sarutobi Hiruzen with an incredible and unbelievable expression and asked, Grandpa Sandaime, this can't be true. As he said that, he pointed to the fourth stone statue on the Hokage rock and asked, Grandpa Hokage, is my father really the fourth Hokage? I am the son of a hero, not a demon fox. After Bai Yi said these things, Sarutobi Hiruzen realized that it was going to be bad. Sarutobi Hiruzen had no way to explain these two things, because if you say it has nothing to do with you, who would believe it? The death of Kakashi's father was fueled by Danzo in the village at that time. He actually felt a little threatened. He originally wanted to strike at the prestige of White Fang and make White Fang's reputation in the village have some shortcomings, so that there would be no need to worry about White Fang's competition for Hokage. But he didn't expect that this would be messed up directly. White Fang committed suicide directly, which instantly made Konoha lose a strong fighting force, otherwise it would not be so passive during the Third Ninja World War. As for Naruto, he did agree, but he also didn't do it. Seeing Sarutobi Hiruzen kept silent, Kakashi and Naruto's hearts became heavier and heavier. Maybe it's really the same as Baiyi said. Since Lord Hokage doesn't want to talk about it, let me tell you. Is it the same as the rumors in our Uchiha village now that your father was rumored and Naruto is a demon fox? They are all from our Lord Danzo. But Lord Hokage, if you dare to say that you don't know anything, then I really have to look up to you for your shamelessness. Such means are exactly the same, and it has always been like this. Why is this happening? Grandpa Sanda, please explain it quickly. Naruto's face flashed with an inexplicable collapse. Even Sasuke, who was standing by, reacted at this moment, and looked at the Sanda and Naruto with some surprise. I didn't expect that the Sanda, who usually looks so kind, would do such a thing. And the demon fox in the village, the last in the ninja school, is actually the son of the fourth Hokage Minato Namikaze. I'm sorry Naruto, I did hide the fact that you are the child of the fourth Hokage, but this is to protect your safety. Your father has offended too many people in the past. Once the ninjas from other villages know that you are his child, you will definitely be in danger. With so many people here, Sarutobi Hiruzen naturally has no way to explain too much, and can only tell Naruto the truth of the matter honestly. But later, Sarutobi Hiruzen still added a sentence. What a joke. Everyone knows that the Nine Tails needs the Uzumaki clan to seal it, and the Uzumaki clan has been exterminated long ago. There are only two Uzumaki clan members in Konoha, one is Uzumaki Kushina, and the other is her child. She is the wife of the fourth Hokage. Don't other people know about this? At the beginning, Kumogakure came to the village to kidnap Uzumaki Kushina. You don't want to say that other ninja villages don't know this information. Baiyi now even seriously suspects that Konoha has a shadow in Uzumaki Kushina's affairs. After all, as the Nine Tails Jinchuriki, he was rejected by the people of Konoha when he first came here. If it were according to the personalities of Sarutobi Hiruzen and Danzo, they might have wanted to create a bond. Just like the incident with Tsunade, it might have been arranged by both parties. In Baiyi's opinion, many things are simply unacceptable if you don't explain them with conspiracy theories. After listening to Baiyi's words, Sarutobi Hiruzen's face immediately changed. Because he was really prepared to explain it this way before, but how could Baiyi even know about this? The bond between Minato and Uzumaki Kushina is actually known to very few people in Konoha. Aren't you just afraid that you won't be able to control Naruto in the future? Haven't you noticed? After you came to power, you have already started to treat Konoha as your own property. You need to control everything. You need to control the unpredictable Naruto. You are afraid that the Uchiha clan is too strong and you can't control it, so you want to destroy it. At the beginning, in order to crack down on the Hyuga clan, you directly asked the Hyuga clan to hand over Hyuga Hiyashi, and finally Hyuga Hazashi took over. Third generation, look at Konoha when you were in power. It has been compromising, and it has always been submissive to the outside world, but you are hitting hard at home. And your will of fire is what makes me sick the most. The first generation of Hokage fought with Uchiha Madara in the Valley of the End for the village, and the second generation of Hokage chose to sacrifice himself for the next generation of Konoha. Protect you. If the second generation wants to leave at that time, his flying thunder god will definitely be able to leave, but you will definitely die here. What about you? In the Second Ninja World War, you commanded in the rear, and the front line relied on Konoha White Fang, the three ninjas, and other families such as Uchiha and Hyuga. In the Third Ninja World War, you still commanded in the rear, and the front line still relied on us, with at most one more Namikaze Minato, and what about you? Let the children go to the battlefield and let them graduate early. What is the will of fire? It is to sacrifice yourself to protect others, and how did you do it? You sacrificed others to protect yourself. Quote. Bai said coldly, and any word made Sarutobi Hiruzen sweat. After Bai brought these practices to the table one by one. Even the Hokage's ally Ino Shikacho and the Anbu who obeyed the Hokage's orders were now somewhat doubtful about what their purpose was in following Sarutobi Hiruzen. I didn't think so much before, but just thought that Sarutobi Hiruzen did manage the village in an orderly manner. But after Bai said this, they realized that under this peaceful Konoha, there was such a dirty side. During the Second Ninja World War, the people in the village were in turmoil, and I needed to calm them down. In the Third Ninja World War, we were the ones who were attacked. In order to avoid other ninjas attacking the village, I chose to stay in the village, and this was also to protect the villagers. In addition, I am sorry about the matter of Hiyashi. At that time, Konoha could not afford a war. If we went to war, Konoha would lose more. I could only compromise. As for controlling Naruto, that was even more impossible. I didn't think about destroying the Uchiha clan. I always wanted to solve the problem peacefully. Sarutobi Hiruzen directly cleared up all these problems. Although his excuses were a bit pale, for now he also thought that he at least needed to explain himself. Listening to his excuses, Bai's mouth flashed a smile. If he didn't make an excuse, Bai would feel a little boring. Third generation, don't you think it's ridiculous? Everyone knows what Naruto's life is like. You said there was no abuse. Did you give Naruto money every once in a while? Can he buy things with money? All expired milk and instant noodles. Look at Naruto's height. He is the shortest in the village. He is a member of the Uzumaki clan. Also, how did you force White Fang to death? Why were the internal organs of Senju Nawaki hollowed out after his death? Don't tell me that Tsunade agreed to you doing this. And why did Konoha remain indifferent when the Uzumaki clan, which was an ally of Konoha, was destroyed? In addition, Danzo did so many things, why did you still allow him to continue to be the assistant of the Hokage? Even Orochimaru, you let him go. Why are you so double-standard in treating them and us? Why did the three ninjas leave? Don't you have any idea in your mind? Quote. And your Uchiha clan extermination plan, isn't it to find that Uchiha Itachi the traitor to be the insider? I deliberately revealed this rebellion to him today. As I guessed, he will tell you the news. At first, he wanted to use Itachi to destroy the Uchiha clan, and then let Itachi defect, so that you don't need to bear any infamy and can destroy the Uchiha, right? Quote. And your four families, the Sarutobi and Shimura families were originally considered medium-sized families. As for the Mitomen and Tachina, they are not even small families, but look at your four families now, they have become so fat, and you have used your power for personal gain over the years, right? Didn't you swallow up our Uchiha clan's land at the beginning? Quote. And your useless son Sarutobi Hiruzen, didn't he leave the village without saying goodbye and was a traitor? It's simply despicable. Bai listed all the sins of Sarutobi Hiruzen one by one. He knew very well how many disgusting things these people had done with the power in their hands. Listening to Bai's list, many people shuddered. My father did die because of rumors. At that time, that teammate gave up the mission. I remember that teammate didn't say anything at that time, but later he suddenly spread the word that the mission failed because of my father. It was all my father's fault. Kakashi lowered his head and murmured. He actually looked for that person at the beginning. But he didn't ask anything, and not long after, that person died in the mission. He didn't understand. At the beginning, that teammate was grateful to his father, but after a while, he suddenly turned against him. Now think about it, maybe it's the same as Bai said. At the beginning, his father's death was also planned by Danzo, and Sarutobi Hiruzen didn't stop it. And all these years, he has been working for the enemy who killed his father. For a while, Kakashi couldn't help but feel a little complicated. There is a question about the rope tree. In fact, there seems to be such a saying. Shikaku whispered, and he actually heard about this at the beginning. And actually everyone was quite confused at that time. The internal organs of a corpse were all emptied. What on earth was he trying to do? We Hyuga have never forgotten about Hizashi. In fact, we always asked for a war, but the third generation always avoided this topic, saying that Konoha's strength was not enough. But at that time, it was not just us, Uchiha was also willing to go to war. No one wanted to compromise. When we were deadlocked, Hazashi chose to commit suicide and hand himself over. In fact, I didn't understand it at the beginning. We were all attacked by the opponent. Why should we tolerate it? Konoha didn't have much strength, and didn't Kumogakure suffer a lot of losses in the Third Ninja World War? At that time, many people actually preferred to go to war. Although Uchiha and Hyuga didn't get along, they were not cowards. Who would be willing to tolerate it when someone was riding on their heads and shitting on them? In order to avoid embarrassing Hiyashi, Hazashi also chose to commit suicide. Regarding the matter of Orochimaru, I watched him leave with my own eyes. Asuma, I remember, seemed to have a conflict with the Hokage, and then he left in a rage, right? But those who leave the village without saying anything and violate the rules will basically be labeled as traitors. Even Tsunade and Jiraiya said they were leaving before they left. Even if Sarutobi Hiruzen disagreed, they said they were leaving. But Asuma was much more powerful than them, and he ran away overnight. If he had to change to another ninja village, or if his father was not Hokage, he had already rebelled against the ninja. How could he still protect the 12 ninjas at this time? The Whirlpool clan could actually go over and rescue them at that time. Their message for help came very early, and they have been insisting on it. If we go over there, although the other party will still suffer heavy losses, we will definitely be able to save a lot. Indeed, these families are now much better off than our family. We worked desperately on the battlefield, but they only had to be responsible for logistics and rarely sent their own elites. Although they did not deal with Uchiha, Uchiha Bo indeed sent many elite ninjas to the battlefield. I think we should leave it to the children. Many people in our clan died because of the war. They were only about 10 years old at that time. Too many children died during that period. They were not suitable to go to the battlefield at that period. Isn't it too cruel to let the members of their clan do it themselves and then exterminate the clan? As they began to confirm these things one by one, everyone discovered a very surprising thing. It turned out that Bai Yi had not made it up. Moreover, these things are simply not something that humans can do. Although they didn't deal with Uchiha, they never thought about annihilating Uchiha. Haha, it's not you Uchiha who are born evil. Without you Uchiha, Konoha wouldn't be like this at all. It was Uchiha Madara who came back to kill the first generation, otherwise Konoha wouldn't be like this now. Danzo said sternly, if it weren't for their Uchiha, how could this happen? After saying this, a glimmer of hope flashed in Sarutobi Hiruzen's heart. He couldn't find any reason to refute what he just said. But he didn't want to give up just like that. Even if he, Sarutobi Hiruzen, has problems, are you Uchiha really not at all wrong? Speaking of this, you really need to think carefully about what your teacher, the second Hokage, did. If I remember correctly, the first Hokage was Senju Hashirama. Originally, Senju Hashirama was planning to turn Naruto into a master. The position is given to Uchiha Madara. It's just that most people in the village think Hashirama is better, and Madara thinks so too, so Hashirama became the first Hokage, and then Hashirama and Madara had said that they wanted him to become the second generation. In the second generation, Senju Tobarama suddenly said that the village's cage needs to be chosen by everyone, not designated, so Madara lost the election. The results of it, quote, at this point, Byakuya suddenly laughed wildly, then calmed down, looked at Sarutobi Hiruzen and said, are you chosen by everyone or Senju Tobarama? He is as hypocritical as you. Madara is going to become when he was Hokage, he chose to vote, and when you wanted to become Hokage, he chose to appoint. You learned your double standards from him, right? The second generation Hokage was actually quite hypocritical. He didn't want Madara to become Hokage, so he held a vote and then directly appointed himself if he wanted Hiruzen Sarutobi to be Hokage. That's right, when you Sarutobi Hiruzen became Hokage, didn't we help you get there? Indeed, if it hadn't been for us back then, you wouldn't have been recognized by Konoha at all. When Bai Yi said this, others also agreed very much. If it hadn't been for them, it would have been impossible for Hiruzen Sarutobi to rise to power. Now that I think about it, it seems understandable that Madara did this. What does it matter if all the words that have been said have not been fulfilled? Everyone, today is the grudge between us Uchiha and the four of them. Come on Sarutobi Hiruzen, don't think about living, let me give you a decent death. Bai Yi said so much, but just wanted to make himself a righteous person. Even though many families knew some of the inside story, today was not only to make Sarutobi Hiruzen and others' reputation completely ruined, but also to kill these 4 people completely. Bai Yi will abdicate after this incident. I don't want to see civil strife in Konoha, and I don't want to kill anyone in Konoha village with my own hands. After listening to Bai Yi's words, Sarutobi Hiruzen's eyes were stunned. After he said this, he looked much older. In fact, he knew that after this incident, he could not continue to stay in the position of Hokage. You were wrong, 3rd generation. It's not you who killed me, but I killed you guys. And you don't think that today's farce will end with your abdication, right? And the Hokage always died in battle. The 1st generation was like this, the 2nd generation was like this, and the 4th generation was like this. What about you, 3rd generation? You have done so many wrong things, and then you are ready to wait for death in a cowardly way with just one sentence. Don't let me look down on you, 3rd generation. Bai Yi said lightly, and this sentence obviously put Sarutobi Hiruzen on the fire. It is indeed as Bai Yi said, all the Kage died in battle, and most of the Kage and other ninja villages also died in battle. If he chose to live, he actually knew that his reputation was completely gone. He dared not even look at death. I know, Bai Yi. Sarutobi Hiruzen took a deep breath, and then directly summoned the Sarutobi demon. He was ready to take out his strongest posture to deal with Bai Yi. If he won today, he would abdicate and kill Bai Yi, but he would not move the Uchiha clan again. But if he loses today, then he will be a Kage who died in battle. Although there are many flaws before his death, he is like all other Kages, all of whom died in battle, not because they are afraid of death. Sarutobi, let me help you, we haven't fought together for a long time. Danzo you. Sarutobi Hiruzen hesitated. Looking at Danzo's appearance, it seems that he will soon be unable to hold on. Does he really want to do this? Don't worry, I'm not dead yet. Count us in. Udatane Kaharu and Midoman N are also very clear. This time, Bai Yi will definitely not let them go. Instead of waiting to die, it is better to be with Sarutobi Hiruzen. 4-1. Then let me get rid of you all at once. Bai Yi crossed his arms and looked at the 4 people with a look of disdain. Are you willing to be brave once before you die? Perhaps it was because so many people were watching around. Take all your people and retreat. Bai Yi waved his hand to signal the Uchiha clan to retreat, and the battle later might affect them. Chief, do you really want to fight 4 by yourself? 4, if there are 10 of them, I will fight 10. Okay. The chief started to show off. Uchiha Satsuna and Uchiha Jin looked at each other, but didn't say much. They just commanded the Uchiha clan members to retreat. Other clans also gave up their positions to them after seeing this. Now it's just a conflict between Uchiha and Sarutobi Hiruzen and others, and it has nothing to do with them. If Bai Yi wins, then they will stand on the side of Uchiha in this matter today. If Sarutobi Hiruzen wins, although everyone will not be able to trust each other so much in the future, he will abdicate and elect a new Hokage. They don't care who is the Hokage, whoever wins will be the Hokage. Bai Yi, the only thing I did wrong in my life was not fighting Uchiha earlier. You are such a talkative old antique. Bai Yi slashed at Danzo with a knife, and Danzo did not even think of dodging. After Bai Yi pierced his heart, he grabbed Bai Yi's arm tightly. Sarutobi, go. Even if Bai Yi knew, Bai Yi came to him, and he could not seal Bai Yi with the inner 4 symbol seal. Seeing Bai Yi being caught by him, a trace of ecstasy flashed in his eyes. Danzo. Sarutobi Hiruzen's eyes widened, and he was full of pain at the moment. If he had listened to Danzo at the beginning, would the ending be different? And this time, Danzo chose to sacrifice himself and drag Bai Yi to die together. Will it really be killed so easily? The people around him suddenly felt a little surprised at this moment. They knew the inner 4 symbol seal very well. Once it was sealed, the body of the caster would not exist. Do you know why I caught you? Danzo, did you see some hope like before? But in the end, you can only see that this world is hell. A strong lightning suddenly burst out from Bai Yi's hand, cutting off the arm that Danzo was holding him with. Then Bai Yi left the place in a flash. Looking at Danzo's position, Bai Yi gently raised his hand and murmured, Danzo, although you will die after using the four symbols seal, you will still die in my hands, God's judgment. In the sky, lightning kept falling on Danzo. This is not the world of pirates. If a ninja is hit, he is basically not far from death, let alone a few at the same time. There was no thought of giving Danzo a way to live. Danzo. Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at Danzo with a flawed look. He knew very well that with just a few lightning strikes and the previous state of Danzo, he would definitely die. And it was such a cruel way to make Danzo see hope, and then give him despair. Isn't this what you did before? Give Uchiha hope and make us despair. I just used it on you the same way you used it on us. Why don't you seem like you can't stand it? Looking at the originally kind-hearted Sarutobi Hiruzen, Bai didn't care at all about the murderous intent in his eyes, and even joked with him with a smile. Isn't this what they used to do? Evil Uchiha brat. When Danzo was dying, he glanced at Byakuya, and then his eyes fell on Sarutobi Hiruzen. It seems like I have been losing to him all my life. From the beginning in the ninja school, he was not as good as Sarutobi Hiruzen. When he was accepted as a disciple by the second generation, he was no better than Sarutobi Hiruzen. Even when he was covering the retreat at the end, he kept thinking, what if you were braver, maybe the Hokage's position would be yours. Naruto. From then on, it became Danzo's obsession. He would do anything for Hokage. Originally, he thought that after the death of the fourth generation, he would definitely become Hokage, but in the end, Sarutobi Hiruzen chose to take over again. Sarutobi, it seems that I have completely lost to you in this life. Danzo felt that his vision was getting blurry, and then the four-elephant seal quickly swallowed him and his whole body. It seems that I have not become Hokage until my death. Teacher, am I really wrong? Before he died, he seemed to see Senju Tobirama, Akamichi Taifeng and Uchiha Mirror. Then his consciousness gradually collapsed, and then everything he existed in this world was swallowed up by the four seals. All. You two are next. Sarutobi Hiruzen was the one Byakuya planned to stay at the end, letting him watch all his friends die in front of him. Faced with Byakuya's sudden murderous intention, Koharu and Mito Kadoyan's hearts tightened, and they instinctively wanted to resist. However, they had not fought for a long time. Since they became the elders of Konoha village, they also gradually relaxed in self-cultivation. The fighting power of elite Junin may not even be able to defeat Junin now. But for someone as powerful as Bai, it would be much easier to kill them. Stop. After reacting, Sarutobi Hiruzen, who had no time to feel sad, picked up the golden cudgel transformed by the monkey demon and prepared to block Byakuya. Danzo was not protected just now, and now Byakuya wants to take action against Mito Kato and Koharu. He will never allow Byakuya to take action against these two people. He knows very well that these two people are definitely not Byakuya's opponents. Once Byakuya takes action, it's hard to live. But in the next second, he saw Mito Katoin and Koharu being killed instantly by Byakuya. Although the two of them took a defensive posture, after all, they had not fought for many years and they were older. Facing Bai, although they thought they would fail, they never thought they would fail so quickly. Even though the two were dead, they still had a slightly shocked expression on their faces. They had been in Konoha for so many years, and they died like this. No one can protect Sarutobi Hiruzen. This has always been the case. In your hands, anyone may become a victim. You are too weak and also old. During the ninja period, Sarutobi Hiruzen was indeed courageous, but as he grew older, he no longer had the strength or spirit he had before. Bai, your thoughts are already very dangerous. Even if I have done many wrong things, I will take you to hell no matter what this time. Sarutobi Hiruzen took a deep breath and looked at Byakuya seriously. He admitted that he had done many wrong things, but the only thing he felt was right today was that Bai must be taken away. Byakuya's thoughts are already very extreme. Once he dies, then Sarutobi, Shimura, Mitoman and the Tendon clan will definitely be liquidated by Byakuya. So at this time, Sarutobi Hiruzen also made up his mind to take action against Byakuya, and could no longer let Byakuya go. Take me to hell. It sounds like you are quite confident in yourself. Byakuya curled his lips. He probably knew about Sarutobi Hiruzen's confidence. Didn't he learn the ghoul seal after Namikaze Minato died? After seeing Namikaze Minato trade one life for another and even the nine tails being able to be sealed by him, he also learned the technique himself. Nowadays, his other abilities can't deal with Bai Yi at all. By the way, have you forgotten that sentence? What? Sarutobi Hiruzen asked subconsciously. When fighting Uchiha one-on-one, don't look him in the eye. When fighting Uchiha one-on-one, look for opportunities to attack his back. And who gave you the courage to look into my eyes? Sarutobi Hiruzen has been looking at himself since before. Has he not fought with Uchiha for many years and thinks that Uchiha is one of his own, so has he forgotten this ability? Or are you confident in your ability to decipher illusions? Impossible, I simply don't. Before Sarutobi Hiruzen finished speaking, he was speechless. Because he didn't seem to be sure at all. When did you have the illusion that you were not caught in my illusion? In the real world, Byakuya cut off Hiruzen Sarutobi's left arm with a single blow, and the monkey demon anxiously reminded Hiruzen Sarutobi, "Wake up, monkey. He's under an illusion." He couldn't even wake himself up. But the pain in reality also made Sarutobi Hiruzen break free from the illusion. How should you, the so-called ninja doctor, use ninjutsu after losing your left arm? Listening to Bai Yi's faint words, everyone around was palpitating. Bai Yi is really cruel. For Danzo, he first let him see hope, and then let him experience despair. For Sarutobi Hiruzen, he let him watch his companions die in front of him, and then cut off one of his arms. However, although it was cruel, many people even felt very happy. Similarly, Sarutobi Hiruzen's eyes were also a little solemn at this moment, because without his left arm, it meant that many ninjutsu could not be used at all. Sinners like you should be judged forever in the black tide, instead of living in this world. Third generation, you are the first person to see my ability. From now on, your soul will never be reincarnated in it. Bai Yi's left eye fluctuated, and then around Sarutobi Hiruzen, a stream of black water instantly swallowed Sarutobi Hiruzen. Omatsu mi. Those who are devoured by it will have their souls trapped in it forever. Sarutobi Hiruzen wanted to dodge, but the black water had already surrounded him. How could this happen? Even moving a little feels 10 times harder than before. Sarutobi Hiruzen's eyes flashed with surprise, and he felt as if gravity was applied to his whole body. If it were before, he would have run away long ago, but now he was fixed in place and couldn't move at all. Today the grudge between Konoha and Uchiha will be completely settled, and after the rotten roots are removed, Konoha will get better and better, third generation. Today everything will return to dust, and earth to earth. Bai Yi looked at the third generation with a trace of emotion in his eyes. His era has also come to an end, and the old antiques of the old era should indeed roll back. That's Bai Yi's eye technique. Black Zetsu, who was watching from afar, silently remembered Bai Yi's eye technique at this moment. The power of the Mangekyo is ever-changing, and it doesn't seem to be a particularly dangerous power. In his opinion, the only particularly dangerous powers are probably Koto Amatsukami and Obito's Kamui. Speaking of which, at that time, he was still a little afraid of Bai Yi's power. Well, that old man seems to have been swallowed, and does it have a gravity effect? It feels like it is suppressed, and the black water seems to have been recovered, along with the old man. Black Zetsu silently observed this power. The open space took back all the black water, and Sarutobi Hiruzen was taken away with it. Is it solved like this? The third generation is dead. What should we do now? Konoha's civil strife ended with the victory of Uchiha, but after seeing Bai Yi kill Konoha four-headed by Sarutobi Hiruzen, everyone was a little confused. Uchiha really did it. Even the Uchiha clan members didn't expect that Bai Yi actually did it. But what followed was a series of problems that Konoha now has to face after the death of Sarutobi Hiruzen and others, and the issue of which sides many families have to take. Ding. Change Sarutobi Hiruzen's fate, reward 1 draw opportunity. Ding. Change Shimura Danzo's fate, reward 1 draw opportunity. Wait, just 2. A strange flash of light flashed in Bai Yi's eyes. Logically speaking, Mito Kato-en and Udatane Kaharu were also killed by him. The fates of Tsunade and Orochimaru were also changed by him, and the fates of Uchiha Fugaku, Sasuke and other members of the Uchiha clan were all changed. Why is this not counted as his own reward? Ding. Change the fate of the Uchiha clan, reward 2 draw opportunities. 4 draw opportunities. Uchiha's change counted as 2 draw opportunities, not all people were counted. Similarly, Bai Yi also found that some unimportant people did not seem to give him a chance to reward himself, and some people who indirectly changed their fate did not seem to give him a chance either. It seems that the chain reaction that he had expected before, and the idea of getting dozens of chances to draw the lottery directly, seemed to have been completely shattered. But think about it, if it is really given like this, I am afraid that I may change the fate of some people by doing anything casually. However, Bai Yi still feels pretty good about giving 4 chances to draw the lottery. Bai Yi did not care about the chances to draw the lottery for the time being, but looked at other ninjas. Now Sarutobi Hiruzen and others have been killed, and Konoha is leaderless. He looked at Hinata Hiyashi. It was his turn to come out at this time, otherwise he had just killed Sarutobi Hiruzen, and then said that he wanted to become Hokage, which was obviously a bit abrupt. Although it is estimated that no one dared to object at this time, it would only leave a very bad tradition. Similarly, he also asked Hinata Hiyashi to express his position. In the future, the interests of Sarutobi and other families will be taken by them. If he doesn't do something, how can he take it? Receiving Bai Yi's gaze, Hyuga Hiyashi walked out of the crowd slowly, and then coughed lightly. Today's matter is also very clear. It is a struggle between the 3rd generation and the Uchiha. Since both sides have decided the winner, we will continue to bury Sarutobi Hiruzen as a shadow. Regarding some things before his death, the merits and demerits will be judged by others. How about choosing a new Hokage tomorrow? In fact, at the beginning, he thought about whether to conceal some things about Sarutobi Hiruzen. After all, this is a stain for a shadow, and it is also a stain for the village. But Hyuga Hiyashi couldn't accept this, mainly because of Hyuga Hiyashi's death. In recent years, he wanted to vindicate Hyuga Hiyashi, and also for himself and the Hyuga clan. So, Hyuga Hiyashi also decided to do this. After seeing Hyuga Hiyashi's statement, many people agreed more or less, but some people also had some other ideas in their hearts at this moment. Shikaku, what should we say? Let's choose the Hokage tomorrow. It looks like Konoha is going to change. Shikaku said softly, and Akamichi Choza beside him was also a little surprised. It is certain that the situation will change, but from what he said, it seems that it is not that simple. They have reached a cooperation. How is it possible? Yamanaka Inoichi looked at Nara Shikaku in shock. This answer made him feel a little shocked. Uchiha and Hyuga actually cooperated. Hyuga's actions today are very strange. Didn't you see that most of our clansmen were blocked outside? And it was Hyuga who blocked them. At first I thought they were going to take action first, but now it seems that they have probably cooperated. Judging from the conditions of both parties, Bai Yi may become the 5th generation Hokage in the future. This is the first time since the establishment of Konoha, and it is never thought that Uchiha can become Hokage. This is what Shikaku felt the most surprised. In his opinion, Uchiha is absolutely impossible to become Hokage. After all, the current situation of Uchiha, as well as the policies that have been left over from the past, are all aimed at Uchiha, which has led to a bad reputation for Uchiha in the village. In addition, many ninjas do not like it, and few Uchiha want to enter the decision-making level. But now Bai Yi's resistance has succeeded. Not only has all the original obstacles been solved, but it has also made it possible for Uchiha to become Hokage. In his opinion, Hokage has long belonged to Bai Yi, and tomorrow is likely to be just a formality. In fact, Hokage has always been from the Senju line, and has never had any relationship with others. If you do not belong to the Senju line, you cannot become Hokage. This is not just Uchiha's dissatisfaction, perhaps the Hyuga clan is also dissatisfied, and there are even things that happened in the past and other interests. In short, the two families are cooperating. Hokage is not chosen by everyone. Akamichi Choza wanted to say something, but stopped the next second. Because he thought that Sarutobi Hiruzen's position seemed not to be chosen by everyone, but designated by the 2nd generation Hokage. Now this situation seems to be really the same as what Shikaku said. Anyway, the village will probably usher in a new order after tomorrow, and we also need to make friends with the Uchiha. It shouldn't be worse than it is now. Shikaku thought about it and felt that although the Hokage had changed, it seemed that it should be able to become stronger. Uchiha Bei's strength is obviously much stronger than the current third generation plus Danzo and others. So, in terms of high-end combat power, he won. The Uchiha clan is also stronger than the Sarutobi clan combined. This is not just Uchiha, even many families will be integrated later. In the village, it was not just Uchiha who were dissatisfied with Sarutobi Hiruzen, but also many families. This actually led to a waste of some resources in the village and the inability to reflect their combat effectiveness. To get to this point, it seemed to Shikaku that Sarutobi Hiruzen did it all by himself. In order to consolidate his power, he framed Konoha Whitefang and forced away the Sannin. Now no one in the village can stand up to help him. And it's not a bad thing for the position of Hokage to leave the Senju line. Then let's go back and discuss it tonight. Yamanaka Hai thought for a while, then looked at Shikaku and asked. They definitely couldn't rest today and had to make some preparations for tomorrow. Maybe most people from other big families were like this. With such a big event happening tonight, who can sleep? Everyone, let's stop here today. How about we discuss other things tomorrow? Bai Yi glanced at everyone present. It was obviously not the right time to elect Hokage tonight, and there were still many things that needed to be discussed with the clan. No one wanted to stay here any longer. Everyone was already dead. What else could they say? Naruto, do you want to stay within the clan tonight? Bai Yi glanced at Naruto, who was a little lost. Obviously he still hadn't recovered from what happened before. Maybe it's because I know the truth. Lies won't hurt, the truth is the sharpest knife. Chief Bai, is my father really a hero? Can you tell me about my father? Naruto took a deep breath, and then looked at Bai Yi seriously. For him, although he had been deceived, used, and even artificially created a bond, he still had a trace of optimism at this moment. Of course. By the way, are you still in the mood to hear this? Bai Yi was a little curious. If it were anyone else, he would probably be in a bad mood at this moment. Although I was deceived by the third generation grandpa, and I know that my experiences over the years should be better, but at least now I know the truth, and I can tell everyone that I am not a demon fox, and that my father is the fourth Hokage. Namikaze Minato. As he spoke, Naruto gestured with his thumb and a bright smile flashed across his face. Even Sasuke on the side was stunned by this optimistic look. Is this Asura's chakra causing trouble? There is no so-called Shisui Betsutenjin at this time. Even if the person's personality has changed, this is still Naruto's personality. Byakuya suddenly felt that Asura's chakra was really terrifying. After being treated like this, not to mention turning black, at least it was the same as Gaara. He was a little crazy at first, right? As a result, he is still so optimistic. No wonder he is one of the few male protagonists in Japanese comics who does not have black spots on his body. His ability to endure is what he says. Well, you and Sasuke sleep together today, and you can learn about your father's story from Sasuke. Sasuke was stunned for a moment and looked at Bai Yi strangely. Why did he let Naruto follow him? And two people want to sleep together. No, have you spoken up for yourself? I didn't agree at all. What? Aren't you classmates? From now on, you can live with Naruto. In addition, I will train your Naruto. Starting tomorrow, like Sasuke, you will also become my disciple. Since there is one more Sasuke, Byakuya naturally doesn't mind one more Naruto. Listening to Bai Yi's words, Naruto was stunned. He obviously didn't expect that Bai Yi would accept him as his apprentice. This happiness seemed to come suddenly. Is this crane tail also going to be accepted as a disciple by the teacher? Sasuke turned his head and looked at Naruto in surprise. In the ninja school, Naruto's talent was very poor. Why did the teacher accept Naruto as his disciple? Is it because of his tragic experience? But, my talent is not good, Naruto said, and lowered his head in shame. Although he had been clamoring to become Bai Yi's apprentice before, when it came time for Bai Yi to accept him as his apprentice, he also hesitated. Your talent is great. Your father Namikaze Minato and your mother Uzumaki Kushina are both very talented ninjas. Your talent is just untapped. Really, Naruto felt a flash of happiness in his heart. After all, there was nothing happier than being recognized and respected by others. This also made Naruto feel a touch of warmth that he had not seen for a long time. Of course, let's go rest with Sasuke first. There are still many things to deal with tonight. Today's things are not over yet. The other end, Itachi looked at Shisui and Fugaku in embarrassment. Unexpectedly, his once best friend and father were now standing on his opposite side. Let's go, Itachi. There was a whirlpool in another space, and Obito appeared in front of Itachi. He originally wanted to recover Shisui's eyes today. Unexpectedly, Byakuya actually won, and Itachi was no match for Shisui and Fugaku. Two pairs of kaleidoscopes hit one, which also made Obito, who was originally planning to hide and attack, choose to retreat quickly. After Bai Yi reacts, I'm afraid he really won't be able to leave. However, although he had finished speaking, Itachi still had no intention of leaving. He also knew that the other party seemed to have the idea of continuing to stop the two Mangekyous and making the plan over there successful. Obito could only ruthlessly expose Itachi's thoughts at the moment. Sarutobi Hiruzen, Shimura Danzo and others were all killed by Bai Yi, and Danzo's roots were also destroyed. The families of Konoha village and other ninjas did not choose to continue. After the two sides decided the winner, this matter was completely turned over. Konoha will choose a new Hokage tomorrow. Before, Ju was watching the battle, and immediately told Obito the news after it ended. At the same time, he also expressed some of his doubts. Bai Yi's eyes are very special. They don't look like Mangekyous, but like the Eternal Eye. But previous investigations found that Bai Yi was not qualified to have the Eternal Eye at all. After telling Obito all this, the only person he can use now is Itachi. Maybe he can wait until the brothers Itachi and Sasuke have a pair of Eternal Eyes. Now he is taking advantage of the conflict between Itachi and Byakuya. When Itachi has the Eternal Eyes, he will definitely look for Byakuya. And now he has no strength to fight Byakuya. If he doesn't retreat now, he will be in trouble. He doesn't want to appear in the eyes of everyone in Konoha for the time being. Impossible. How is it possible? Itachi's belief in his heart seems to collapse at this moment. Byakuya won, and according to the information he had found out before, Byakuya will become Hokage after winning. If Konoha falls into Byakuya's hands, I'm afraid Konoha will really be finished, right? How can Uchiha become Hokage? Even now, Uchiha Itachi still stubbornly believes that the Uchiha clan can't become Hokage at all. Once Uchiha becomes Hokage, Konoha will definitely collapse. It's over, Konoha is completely finished, that guy. Don't say so much, let's go. Obito put his hand on Itachi's shoulder, and then used Kamui to leave here. The Akatsuki organization is currently short of talents, and he also needs to create a pair of Eternal Eyes. Itachi is the best chess piece. He will not allow Itachi to die before that. Fugaku and Shisui looked at the strange way the two left, and they didn't know what to do for a moment. The ability of space. What should I do? In fact, from the previous battle, Shisui and Fugaku didn't fight with the mentality of killing Itachi at all, and the two of them fought with Itachi, and they thought they could solve it quickly, but they didn't expect that the masked man who suddenly appeared would take Itachi away directly. Sarutobi Hiruzen has also been solved, and it is likely that he will leave as Bai Yi had imagined before. We will tell Bai Yi about the situation here now. Shisui was helpless, and he didn't do what he promised Bai Yi before. Then go back. Fugaku nodded, and the two returned to Uchiha and told Bai Yi about the situation here. Bai Yi was also a little surprised. He didn't expect Itachi to open the Mangekyo in this situation. And Obito appeared and took Itachi away. If that's the case, why not leave it to Sasuke in the future? Bai Yi touched his chin. It was just right to leave a pair of Mangekyo for Sasuke, so that he could synthesize the Eternal Eye in the future. Otherwise, according to Sasuke's way of playing, it would be useless in a month. I'm sorry, Byakuya, I should have used Koto Amatsukami on Itachi before. At first, Shisui thought about not using Koto Amatsukami on Itachi. But after Fugaku came, he thought that it shouldn't be a big problem for two pairs of Mangekyo to catch Itachi. So he temporarily extinguished the idea of using Koto Amatsukami on Itachi, but he didn't expect that a masked man would take Itachi away directly. This also made Shisui miss the opportunity. After returning, he felt very guilty. He didn't complete the task assigned to him by Byakuya. It doesn't matter. It's a spatial ability after all. Just pay attention next time. Obito's appearance was expected. He had contact with Itachi in the original work, but Itachi opening the Mangekyo was something Byakuya didn't expect. He asked Fugaku to go over, in fact, to guard against Obito. After all, Shisui might be tricked. 2 pairs of Mangekyo against 1 Mangekyo and a pair of 3 Magatama. It feels like he won't die even if he can't beat him, right? But unexpectedly, Itachi still opened the Mangekyo. Bai could understand Shisui's carelessness. If it were him, he would probably think that I had the advantage. What's the matter with that masked man? And Itachi. Compared with Shisui, Fugaku thought more, but Itachi betrayed the family after all, so he also needed to avoid suspicion. It should be some organization, we will know later. Bai thought about it, and finally decided not to tell them about this situation for the time being. After all, the Akatsuki organization is not at the right time yet. Now he needs to integrate Konoha first, and then completely change the ninja world. In fact, when he watched Naruto, he saw that the ninja world was only because Naruto and Sasuke were still alive, and then there was a common enemy in the future to live in peace. In fact, Madara did not go the wrong way. Hashirama established a village and distributed the tailed beasts to other ninja villages, but it did not stop the war. On the contrary, compared with the warring states, the Second Ninja World War and the Third Ninja World War were more cruel. He wants to merge all other villages. There only needs to be one village in this world. As for the daimyo who is above the village, there is no need for him to exist. By the way, the people in the tribe are a little unstable now. Tell them not to stir up trouble and protect the tribe tonight. Although it is over, it is inevitable that others will choose to counterattack. Let's not rest for the time being. Okay, because the masked man didn't know what was going on, Shisui and Fugaku also knew that it was not time to relax. After all, even the Hokage died tonight. It is likely that everyone in the village is in a meeting tonight. After the two left, Bai also set his sights on the 4 lottery opportunities. Ding! The 4 lottery opportunities were used successfully. Congratulations on getting Corpse Veins, Byakugan, Flying Thunder God Technique, Tsunade's Big Clothes. Tsunade's clothes. No, are you sick? Bai fell into silence holding the clothes in front of him that seemed to have just been changed. He was going to be numb. How could this appear here? Shizune, where are the clothes I just changed? Don't know. In a hotel on Tansho Street, Tsunade fell silent as she looked at the empty clothes drying rack. Is that pervert Jiraiya here? Tsunade gritted her teeth and looked around, but she didn't find any signs of anyone appearing. It looked like she had disappeared. Tsunade-sama, is there a pervert here? Shizune looked around tremblingly, and she was a little panicked at the moment. Maybe there really is a pervert around here. He even dared to steal Tsunade-sama's clothes, he really is not afraid of death. Let's go. We must find that fool, don't catch him. Otherwise he will suffer. Tsunade clenched her fists, and she decided to look around. If she caught him today, she would definitely let that guy lie in bed for 3 months. Bai clan leader, about. Uchiha Shisui was originally going to come to report the situation to Bai. As a result, when he just entered the room, he saw Bai holding a piece of women's clothing and thinking, and he was confused. This, Chief, you should not be under too much pressure now, right? Sorry, I came at the wrong time, I'll leave first. After saying this, Shisui quietly left the room and closed the door of the room for Bai. He really deserves to die. Although Bai is younger than himself, he has also grown up. But, this seems to be a very bad habit, right? Is it because of the previous pressure that Bai has developed this habit? Just to celebrate this time. But, which aunt in the clan is this stolen from? Looking at this style, it is definitely not something that a little girl can have. Shisui shook his head and even began to think about hiding for a few days in his heart. Bai might have the idea of killing himself now. In the room, after Shisui closed the door, Bai raised his hand and opened his mouth, shouting, "It's not Shisui, come back to me. I can explain." Tsunade misunderstood me. Bai's heart was pounding. He just wanted to take a look at the reward before, but who could have thought that he would be shocked by Tsunade's thing just after he got it, so much so that he didn't even notice Shisui coming. Now that Shisui has gone, He feels that even if he chases him and explains to Shisui, he can't explain it clearly. His great image always feels like it was wiped out in an instant. Looking at the clothes in his hand, Bai Yi pondered for a while, and then burned it directly. What's the use of rewarding himself with this thing? However, this also taught Bai Yi a lesson. If Tsunade can come today, Kurenai may come tomorrow, and the next time may be Kagaya. Speaking of Kagaya, she has been sealed on the moon for thousands of years. I guess she hasn't taken a bath. Will she stink? Bai Yi shuddered, and then set his sights on the other 3 rewards. Corpse Veins, Byakugan, and Flying Thunder God Technique. Flying Thunder God Technique actually has some conflicts with his own divine power, but it can be learned quickly, and he doesn't need to learn it. Moreover, Flying Thunder God Technique also has its own advantages. If you have the Flying Thunder God mark, you can teleport to the person with the mark at any time in the later stage. Speaking of which, if Minato Namikaze hadn't died, Uchiha Kenji might not even dare to poop. It would be funny if Minato teleported to Kenji while he was pooping. People are always so vulnerable when they poop. In general, this ability is very good. Bai Yi can try to teach Naruto later. For Naruto and Sasuke, he has arranged the next path to take. However, for the time being, the kunai of the Flying Thunder God Technique still needs to be specially made, and someone will be found to make it later. Then there is the Byakugan. Bai Yi's Byakugan is different from Hinata's. It can be hidden and opened. After hiding, it can be like normal eyes, with black pupils. After opening, it will turn white. After using the ability, the blue veins around the eyes will bulge. Then Bai Yi wiped his nose and breathed a sigh of relief when there was no nosebleed. Today's matter has just ended and you are creating a human being. Are you poisonous? Bai Yi swore that he really didn't mean it. However, Bai Yi was a little entangled with this thing. The white eye was very powerful in the early stage, and it was not weaker than the Sharingan, but it was not as effective in the later stage, but it could evolve into the Samsara Eye. Samsara Eye, Samsara Eye, I always feel that after having 2 pairs of eyes, I will be basically invincible in this world. Unless I reach the level of Uchiha Hug and Throw. But in the village, this ability of mine is obviously not usable. A patriarch of the Uchiha clan suddenly opened the white eye. Is it that Uchiha cheated or Hinata cheated? No one can explain. What Bai Yi is most interested in is the corpse bone vein. In the anime, Kagaya's killing gray bones should be an advanced use of the corpse bone vein, and the corpse bone vein should be inherited from Kagaya. Kagaya Kimimaro also died of blood disease because of this blood stain. After extracting a bone, Bai Yi used the Sharingan and the Byakugan to observe the bacteria and microorganisms attached to the bone. It seemed that they would indeed return to the body with these bones, and if they were stained with the enemy's blood, it seemed even more so. It was just the ability within some hand bones, which he could create automatically, but it would still consume a lot of cells, such as long bones. According to the physique of the Kagaya clan, it was impossible to recover instantly. But, who made him have the sage body and the physique of the Uzumaki clan? With the characteristics of Kagaya's blood that can grow bones, it seems that the bones he extracted can grow out quickly, and there is no need to stuff these bones back. Naruto Bai Yi. Brothers, the ability is updated for you, but unfortunately there is still no Susanoo Buddha. Although I have been looking forward to it for a long time, this thing is really hard to extract. I already have a sage body, so I am waiting for the Susanoo Buddha. Pirate Bai Yi. It doesn't matter. To be honest, Susanoo's bones are also very good. Undead Susanoo. Yokai Bai Yi. Speaking of which, will your ability cause blood disease? Good guy, even this thing is here. Hokage Bai Yi. No, my bones will not be put back after they are taken out, and Kimamaro's body probably can't hold it anymore. Creating bones also requires consuming his own vitality. He can't recover. I have the blood of the Uzumaki clan and the sage body, so it doesn't matter. He tested it. This thing is okay for him. Otherwise, if it would cause blood disease, wouldn't Kagaya Otsutsuki, as the ancestor, have already had it? In fact, the final analysis is that the Kagaya clan did not inherit the sage body. If they had the sage body, this problem would not exist. Hong Kong General Bai Yi. Then won't we still be unable to recover? But he didn't dare to use the bone thing. After all, in Taoism, fighting with bones is basically a bit of a crooked way. Pirate Bai Yi, use other abilities. I just tried 10 fingers to play together, and it hurts. The bones penetrate the skin and are shot out, and the bones have to be rebuilt inside the body. Isn't this a self-mutilation trick? Maybe he is not used to it. Anyway, if they kill the gray bones together, it's okay. The simple corpse bone vein doesn't seem to be as strong as imagined, but it is also a rare blood stain. It is very restrained in close combat. During the battle, you can sneak attack the opponent from time to time. Monster Bai Yi, I'm fine. Maybe it's because of my physique. This thing is simple for me. Daily Bai Yi, Flying Thunder God technique is good, but I already have Kamui. King of Fighters Bai Yi, doesn't anyone think that the white eyes are good? Hokage Byakuya, aren't you staying in the Shiranui dojo? King of Fighters Byakuya, ahem, I saw the Byakugan, so I came out to take a look. It's a pity that this thing can only see black and white after the ability is activated. And in fact, the Byakugan can see the veins and chakra flow, which is actually good for a fighter like him. In close combat, the Byakugan and Sharingan also increase his power. Hokage Byakuya, I can probably change it a few more times later, wait until I get the information first. He still has a few points that can change the plot. The plot of the Mist Village. In theory, the Mist Shadow is still under the Blood Mist policy, and it is highly likely that Terumi Mei has not succeeded yet. Terumi Mei is an important character, so naturally he can be given a chance to draw a lottery. But, originally, Terumi Mei succeeded. In theory, the reward for changing fate, did I actually change Terumi Mei's fate? It seems not, because she succeeded, but does it count if I help her in advance? Moreover, the Kirigakage is the weakest ninja village now. Bai Yi wants to annex other ninja villages, and he wants to start with Karigakura and Sand Village. Forget it, it seems unnecessary to think so much. In the final analysis, his strength is already enough, but in order to seek the greatest benefit, he wants to change the fate of others and get all the rewards here. Otherwise, if something is missing, let alone Uchiha Madara, even Kagaya Otsutsuki himself can't do anything. He doesn't know the 6 paths Chibaku Tensei now. Of course, with himself here, it is impossible for the tailed beasts to be collected for them. But now there are Ashiki Otsutsuki and other Otsutsuki families. It's really a long way to go. In Konoha village, many people woke up in the morning and found that the village had changed. First, there was news about the death of Sarutobi Hiruzen, Shimura Danzo and others yesterday. As for the reason, Bai Yi did not hide it. Under this kind of struggle, the villagers of Konoha are very complicated. At the same time, they also learned a more complicated news for them. The kid they called a demon fox, the child named Uzumaki Naruto, turned out to be the son of the 4th Hokage Minato Namikaze. Although they have always been afraid of the 9 tails, they can't help but feel a little guilty when they think about how they treated Naruto over the years. Minato Namikaze sacrificed himself to protect them, but in the end, they didn't know how to be grateful, but abused Minato Namikaze's son. Because of this incident, Sarutobi Hiruzen also had a lot of complaints in the village. It turned out that the perfect Hokage that everyone thought of actually did such a dirty thing in private. Even the people who disappeared in the village before, after learning that it was caused by Danzo's experiments, and Sarutobi Hiruzen knew and didn't stop it, cursed Sarutobi Hiruzen. He actually experimented on people in his own village, and Orochimaru was still let go by him. Moreover, they have been forcing the Uchiha clan. They also spread all kinds of rumors at the beginning. Konoha White Fang died because of this, and the 3 ninjas left because of this. They almost forced the Uchiha clan to be exterminated. People are like this. They think they know the truth. Now the villagers are just venting their anger from the Uchiha clan to Sarutobi Hiruzen and others. And these people and their families' reputation in Konoha has also plummeted, and they are waiting to be judged. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.